ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the Killstream. I am your host, Ethan Ralph, the owner and the editor-in-chief of the newly reconstituted TheRalphRetort.com. Although, now that I own RalphRetort.com, you can even just go to RalphRetort.com, and it'll take you there as well. It will redirect you. Yes, after being cheap for about 10 years, I finally bought RalphRetort.com as well. So now it will redirect you, just in case you type. By the way, people typed in the wrong one a lot of times. And I just thought, nah, it's not worth $10. It's not worth $10 a year. It's not worth $10 a year to fuck with that. But I finally changed my mind. So I did it. Anyway, a lot of traffic on the website today. Let me see how many, before I came on air, let me see if I can find it real quick. As I said, yes, actual materials have been posted on the Ralph Retort. Wow! 8,000 visitors to the RalphRetort.com today. Almost, 11,000 views, probably more than that. AIDS, the managing editor aide, her article got picked up by an app called Newsbreak app, which I've never heard of before, but got 7,000 straight hits just right off that app. My article got picked up by some people as well, including Paul Joseph Watson and InfoWars, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Hope you guys are doing well. It's been a great weekend. Did a little bonus show, not even a bonus show, an extra show with Rand. I have to differentiate. The bonus ones are the ones you pay money for on Patreon and such. New Project 2. This is just an extra show because I gave it away for free. But let me read some of these real quick, and then we'll bring in the other three members of the Killstream Quartet to ring in I was about to say Saturday season, the summer season of the Killstream. Tuesday with the Diamond here on Monday. We hate Mondays on the Killstream. I'm just kidding. Actually, Mondays are not the greatest, the actual Mondays, but Flamenco, shout out to Flamenco with the 89 viewer host. Appreciate that, man. Good to see you. Lord Zenu WZ Law says, let's fucking go. Ada Wolf Subcultured says, Yakuza Clap Crew, gang. Let's see here. Some other follows. Some ice creams from Breathophagist. I always fuck up his name, but I think I got it. Also, Entropy is working. I accidentally started the stream on Entropy just by itself. I apologize for that. We have streamelements.com/colorfulralph/tip. As I mentioned over the weekend, there were 2 bonus episodes published. One of them was the Peyton interview that I alluded to on Friday. We did do it. I didn't put the whole thing out into the public domain, but it is available as a bonus episode. And there's a short clip on Twitter if you want to check that out. And also, and I'll talk to Worski about this in a minute. Actually, right now, I think. Oh, shit.
Because they've
Gentlemen, whoa.
Stop talking about the other races,
Yes.
Look,
Now-
I've got to live up to my political compass up there.
Shout out to Augie. I see him with the diamond in the Lino chat there. How you gentlemen doing this weekend? Welcome to the panel here. How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Doing fantastic. Welcome, Worski, to the show, taking up his official co-host moniker. How you doing, sir?
Yes, excellent. Everyone, thank you. I will be the resident Coomer. Killstream now with 75% more clapping. I'm just kidding. That'd be annoying. No, thanks. I've been having fun hopping on the show, and talking, just shooting this shit and talking about topics and stuff. And yeah, man, I've been doing D-Live almost full-time now, pretty much full-time for a month. And it's great. So it's great to be aboard. What's going on, everyone in chat?
Well, good to see you. We announced it on Twitter. Got a good response to it there as well. So I hope you guys pretty much already been, in the co-host rotation as it goes the last couple months. But now it's official Killstream.
May I say one thing, though?
There. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
One thing. Okay, one thing. And I'm going to say it one time because there's a lot of crying. I understand there are some people who are like, why is Andy on the Killstream? Because I'm an adult.
Me.
And I can do whatever the fuck I want.
That's
Okay?
me. I'm the one saying that.
Bibble, I know. That's why all those leaked DMs, the Bibble, fuck Andy, what the hell? He's too Portuguese. Wait, you called me Hispanic earlier, right?
I thought you were Puerto Rican. What?
Yeah, I was like, what?
Puerto Rican.
You still kind of P Hispanic. That's all I know.
Puerto Rican, Portuguese. I mean, close enough. Let's be
The same
honest.
thing. They're right next to each other.
Mm-mm.
They're not.
And
They're not
also-
right next to each other. Okay. just clearing that up for everybody who's bad at maps.
And also for people who are wondering, I'm not very like heavy into politics, so I might not
we
be
didn't
here,
bring
like,
you on
during-
to go to analyze the Constitution.
I mean, I could try, but I think I'll be booed a lot. In the audience, so.
Get your thoughts on the START treaty and stuff like that. Yeah, we didn't bring you on.
Let me tell you about Israel, everyone. Sit down.
But you know what's funny is you know what's funny though is I heard people mention that before. That it's not necessarily bad that you don't know. Like during some of the old debates on Worski Live and stuff, I would see people say, "Yeah, actually, Andy, yeah, clearly he's maybe not as up to speed as some of the other people on the panel about the whatever in-depth topic they're talking about." But a lot of times I would see people say, "Oh, actually, the question he asked was a really kind of common sense question that I was thinking about too, because I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about either." So I think a lot of times you kind of fill that role too for people who are
It's like the layman, right?
yeah,
Layman's,
like I wonder what the fuck's
yeah.
going on. I wish somebody would fucking tell me.
Yeah.
In
I'm
some
like,
of these conversations.
Explain.
Right. Well, sometimes these topics, people just jump right in and just assume. I mean, we do it on this show too with some of the lore of the show. I hear people sometimes who watch the show, who maybe they just started picking it up in the last couple of months and they have no clue what we're talking about. They're still listening. They're like, oh, what do they mean by that? So yeah, I think you fill that role pretty nicely. All right. Shout out to Augie once again. He had a huge show over this past weekend. RFC After Hours, Cog versus John Swan. Cog came in and immediately started just bowing down, quivering like a bitch. Sad. It was sad to see, but I think Cog just did that as a publicity stunt to get more, attention. So
I was gonna
guess,
say, did Cog get any viewers from that? Should I do this now? You know what? Fuck it. Fuck John Swan. I'm saying it right now. I've had problems with John Swan ever since the thing that he did with that thing. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Rattle him on Augie's show. You're gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Set it up. Captain Seriously says, evening, sir. Subcultured with the host. Very kind of you, sir.
I wonder who that is.
Scratch Point with the host too. Shout out to Scratch. Let me check all these others. I think we're caught up though. Oh, and I mentioned, by the way, the psychic recording that I released on Patreon over the weekend.
I saw that.
Yes, it's legit too. Me and Worski actually went to this psychic in Miami. Probably the only good thing we did in Miami as far as bits go, and we got it recorded.
The battle we had in the hotel room was great.
Yeah, but that wasn't a bit though.
Inconclusive, which is why you're gonna have to fight it.
Wait, you didn't like when the cops came to the hotel? That was fucking.
That was
Come on.
almost too reality, too real. But yeah, so we actually did that, and we had it recorded. I don't know if Worski ever found his, but I happened to find mine on email. I was like, you know what? I bet I still have that. And the email, sometimes if you don't download a file right away on the email, it'll come up and say, the server doesn't have it or whatever. But it still had it over a year later. So I downloaded it and posted it. It is on patreon.com/theralphretort. Also newproject2.com/theralphretort for your viewing enjoyment. It was actually recorded on March the 15th, 2019. That's correct. The Ides of March is when this was recorded. And, it's kind of prescient, actually, if you listen to it. And some of the stuff that happened later on. Yeah, she was prescient about some things. But yeah, go ahead.
I remember you coming out. I think you and I were pretty buzzed at that point. We went somewhere.
Yeah, of course, we were buzzed.
I remember you came out, right? You came out of the we were. It's like it was sort of like in like a plaza type thing.
That's right.
And you came out and you put your hands on my shoulders and you went, "The bitch was right, Andy. This bitch was fucking right." Remember, she's like, "Don't record." You're like, "Yeah." I have me your phone.
She also said like there was penalties for recording too, so I wonder if I caught some like actual, karmic justice for recording.
Got the bad juju there.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know if she didn't explicitly, but she kind of alluded to it. But yeah, the whole thing's in there, and it's really interesting. I actually couldn't listen to it all. I just listened to enough to make sure the audio was okay, and I cranked up the gain a little bit. I couldn't sit there and listen to it all because it was too much. I just couldn't. But yeah, it's up there on Patreon. It's a fun listen. The Ides of March 2019. Check it out. The psychic thing. Now I'll stop plugging. Oh wait, one more thing to say. I think almost all of the shirts have either shipped or are in production for the Killstream cleanup crew. A lot of you guys bought those shirts, so I just want to keep you updated. I think they did say there is a little bit of delays on shipping. They probably told you this when you ordered it, by the way, but because of COVID, so it may be on time, it may be a couple days late, but all of them are either in production or have been shipped, I believe. So thank you very kindly for that. And with that, I believe the shilling's over. Oh, let's check in real quick on Charlie Kirk and Will Chamberlain. I had a big live stream last night. A full 7 people were watching Charlie Kirk live with Human Events editor-in-chief Will Chamberlain. I guarantee you, I got more hits today than Human Events has probably gotten in the last fucking 3 weeks. No shit. Like, I mean, who the fuck goes to that site?
Is that 7 watching now?
And we're just fucking around with the blog again, and we kicked the shit back off, and they're just... Well, that was 7 watching then, yeah.
No, I mean, like, yeah.
Like,
like,
yeah, it was like an hour. It was like an hour or two in.
Holy shit.
Honestly, if I
People
saw
that were
only 7
restreaming
people, no, dude, I would make up a reason that I had to leave. Like if I saw that paltry of an attendance. What'd you say, Gator?
I said like Patrick, Casey, a couple other people were restreaming it, and they had significantly more people watching the restream.
Tonka gets more than that. Says fried bacon in the chat.
Oh shit! Yeah, Tonka gets 10 times that number. Holy shit!
Yeah. They have 0.2 Tonkas.
By the way, shout out to the restream over on YouTube, Killstream Uncut. See they're back up. Shout out to all of you, of course, here on DLive.tv/The Ralph Retort. Let me read these. Augie says Bibble will not be coming on RFC After Hours. Wow.
Oh. BTFO.
Oh yeah, that's right. We've got that feud.
They don't
We've got
allow
that
black
feud
people
going.
on there anyway, is what I heard. So
Yeah, that's why.
Why
Augie's
would
from
you?
Texas. He's got that old school mentality. You know?
Hard R Augie.
Yeah.
Hard R superstar.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Rated R for violence. I think that's what Augie has.
His drama, like, the drama of today.
And
some
language.
Black people moved in my neighborhood. Whoa, this is the crazy drama channel. Augie.
A black guy moved next door. Oh shit! All right, okay. Better stop. Pink the Sink says, and God said, "Let there be Massachusetts," and there was Massachusetts. I love how the super chatters have trained me to say a state's name correctly over the course of the last 2 months, so I appreciate that. Shinchan256B says, "Go at Swan, Bibble, so you can get him into Dungeons and Dragons."
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll pull a cog. I'll be like, I want a piece of John Swan. I'll cut a promo on him, and then when I meet him, like, hey, you want to come on the show?
That's basically what Cog did. So he just
I
got
really
on
like
Twitter and
your
said,
stuff. It's really
he's
funny.
just like, you guys are carried away about the Susie Lou stuff, and then you get on the stream and you would think, you know, he was just part of the panel, just slightly disagree with anybody. What the fuck was he even doing there, Bibble? Did you listen to any of this?
He was desperately trying to get a rub. I think we know what he was doing there. The motherfucker was trying to get some of that heat. You know, he's trying to get his numbers up so he can keep smoking his marijuana.
Right. That's exactly right. And look,
It was terrible. It was fucking awful. It wasn't even like because I don't like Cog. It was like, all right, you know what? I'll check it out. Right? It was.
That was me too.
Literally, just I was sorry. I love Augie. Hard RFC. Wow, that works, right? But no, I love his show and stuff, but Cog's like it's just droning, and it was like 3 guys talking to like a child explaining why he's wrong.
So what I didn't turn it off. I just put it on mute because I couldn't listen to Cog anymore. I listened to like 30, 45 minutes and then I muted it because I just couldn't hear any more Cog. I would say it's worth like going back and listen to the first part, especially just to watch Cog prostrate himself and immediately just fold like a cheap suit. I think that's worth going back and listen to. And the stream did really well, and I was hyping it as much as I could. So So I was glad to see that too. So shout out to RFC After Hours there. And Augie in the chat. Herod Silvatici says, can you change Worski's name to Walter Cronkite? We could maybe do that. I don't know if that fits quite.
Yeah, I don't even get that reference.
Yeah, no, that's an American. He's probably the most famous newscaster in U.S. history. Or the most
well, if he's not on OnlyFans, then I don't
know. Herod Silvatici says, Purple Dragon doesn't quite reflect the gravitas. Oh, you mean his Discord handle. Okay, well, we'll see. Oh, yeah, ours do? Okay. Dr. Gassy says, JF, retard fucker, pulls more than Charlie Dork. That's true. Base Nibbus says, Bibble my nibble used to dribble down at VA. Mike Hancho says,
to the Izzo. I went and listened to that song after.
I love that song, by the way. I used to listen to it back in the day. I know it's a shock. Mike Hancho says this, how much for Bibble to teach me D&D?
You know what? That's actually...
That's a good question. That's something you should add to your thing, yeah.
Well, I was thinking about starting another D&D stream, you know, or not a D&D stream, but a D&D game, and just putting it up on my Patreon. So I might have to talk to you about that, Mike Hancho.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
One thing, you know, the like people have been watching those streams, the D&D streams. I swear to God, my rolls are so low that my character is special needs. I'm not so even kidding. My character has Down syndrome in the game. I've literally had to start like I've started to have to roleplay like, okay, make the voice so it's realistic. Jesus, sorry.
By the way, shout out to, we're on entropystream.live/the Ralph Retort. Shout out to everybody over there. Also, so we talked about this stuff enough. We have at the bottom of the hour, Ethan Van Sciver's coming on. So I'm gonna save a couple of these because I do want to get to a couple of the top stories. Now, on Friday, I knew this story was gonna get big, Gator. I didn't know it was gonna get this big. As you can see, the RalphRetort.com relaunch with a bang. I think we have about let me refresh this. 3,000 hits before I refreshed it. So it did pretty good. Published this morning. What a coincidence. Twitch's Deer, D-E-E-R leader, which I came up with, and I want full credit for that. Yes, thank you, sir. I was waiting for somebody to tell me that. I've been waiting for days and days. Actually, I did get a couple tweets about it being nice, but Twitch's Deer leader, Ferociously Steph, has ties to the ADL. Now, this is the psychopath that we showed you on Friday that I honestly didn't have any clue. What was that?
Is somebody in the...
I think that was part of the Hangouts.
Oh, shit. Somebody's in the Hangouts.
Oh, no, he just timed out because... It timed out because I'm trying to not to join the Hangout.
I was just trying to.
I was like, "Damn, what was that?" Okay. Anyway, we talked about this on Friday. I didn't know what was going on, but thankfully we have a lot of people who watch the show who did know about it. So we came on, we did a segment on it. I knew it was gonna get big. I didn't know it was gonna get this big. I saw the hashtag Dear Gamergate was trending. I don't know if it was trending, but it was going pretty big. A lot of people a ton of people were talking about this all weekend. So last night, Gator sent me a screenshot, and it was this screenshot here, showing that Steph Lore, who's known as Ferociously Steph over on Twitch, actually, I didn't say works for the ADL, has ADL ties, because we don't know for a fact that this person is pulling down a paycheck for the ADL. So I didn't want to say something that I couldn't prove it was the case. I think it's likely that they are getting paid for by the ADL, but I didn't want to put that on there. And they're listed on their site as a professional community leader, which is a title that I believe is given to them by the ADL and not anywhere else, because the second title is about them being a video game streamer. So I think it's likely that they do work with the ADL. I just didn't put that in there because I couldn't prove it. And so,
well, there's another connection. If you check show link, somebody sent this to me right before the show.
Yeah, some of those are in the article. Yeah. Sophia Narwitz sent me that last night. If you look in the article, some of those, so these quotes that I have in the article from Daniel J. Kelly or whatever his name is, that guy works at the ADL. He's like their VP.
He is the associate director of the ADL Center for Technology and Society.
Yeah, Sophia Narwitz sent me that last night. So I put out a tweet. Basically, you just sent me the ADL tweet. And then Sophia messaged me and said, "Hey, you know, look a little bit deeper and check out this connection here." And they showed me the Daniel Kelly thing. This guy had been promoting her, this person, Ferociously Steph, for quite some time, going back. I think the oldest tweet was November 2018, and we can only imagine how long they were pushing them behind the scenes. How else does a person like this with, I mean, not a nothing Twitch channel, like 19K subs or whatever, but to get elevated like this, there had to be some behind the scenes. I think somebody else said that they link to ADL literature on certain places on Twitch or when they're trying to educate or whatever. I don't know. I have to find the link for that because I don't have that ready to pull up. But apparently Twitch has other ADL promotional materials and stuff like that. And this isn't the first time we've seen ADL, of course, try to get involved with gaming. They've been doing it time and time again. We talked about it many times on the show over the last couple of years. What are your thoughts on it in general, panel? I'll start with you, Gator, and then we'll go to Bibble and finish it off with Worski.
Well, there's a lot of money in gaming. You have these large companies that make these multi-million-dollar games every single year. And of course the ADL, wants to get a little scratch in the game. They want to open up that door as wide as they can to inject all of their personal politics into it. I mean, we've seen people like Anita Sarkeesian and what she did that affected, Naughty Dog, Last of Us 2 being an absolute disaster. So this is just more of the same. This is more of the same, and it's going to get worse unless we continue to shine a light on these critters and make them scurry back under the fridge.
Go ahead, Bibble.
Yeah, I think everybody picking on my fellow transgender Steph is it's unacceptable. I think we need to, by we, I mean, the ADL and myself, we need to hunt down every Nazi, because if you criticize Steph, you're a Nazi. Every Nazi who brings forward these criticisms and make sure we hunt them like, I don't know, some kind of wild animal. I don't know.
That's a good call. What about you, Worski?
Okay, so the ADL is trying to infiltrate Twitch. You know how they say they're not sending their best? They sent a deer person. They literally sent a retard. I'm sorry to say it, but like, Jesus Christ, it's fucking like I was watching the clips and I was like, what the? And by the way, really hot take from fucking Ian Miles Chung.
Did you see that? Where he's
boy.
just like, this
God,
weirdo.
dude.
Wait, let me repeat this. By the way, he deleted the tweet because he was getting so much abuse. But the tweet, it basically, I think it was a screenshot or a clip of this person, Ferociously Steph, and Ian Miles Chung goes, "Oh well, I know this. I've been making fun of this clown, but her and her partner, whatever, are having more fun than 90% of the people on this side, are enjoying life, just loving life, or some shit like that." And he caught so much abuse that he deleted it. Actually, I have the Frank Castle tweet. Frank Castle had something to say about it. Go ahead. Do you have it? Go ahead.
Well, I remember. I remember what it said.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah. Okay, you found it. Perfect.
Oh, he did. He did delete it. It's still up. Maybe it just wasn't coming up on my phone. That might be because he has me blocked, and I thought he had deleted it, so it's still up. Yeah, he says, much as I make fun of this weirdo, I guarantee she's happier than 99% of the people on here, myself included. She gets to revel in her weirdness and enjoy the company of someone equally weird.
And then Frank Castle's response. Let's check it
Frank's
out.
response was this. By the way, Twitter's been acting really goofy. I was on a page that wasn't even logged in. This page wasn't logged in, and it kept saying I was rate limited, and I didn't understand how I could be rate limited, Gator, when I wasn't even logged into an account. Which I've never seen happen before. Hopefully, never again or since. Hopefully, but
Will you stop that visual? I hate stuff. I'm gonna fucking yak, dude.
How can you be? It is pretty sick, I gotta say. How can you be rate limited and you're not even logged in? Anyway, that's why I'm logged into the Killstream account, by the way. I'm not actually tweeting from there, but I had to because it wouldn't let me view tweets. And the reason I don't log into my account is because so many people have me blocked that there's no fucking point in doing that.
Have you blocked?
Oh no, it's shocking.
Twitch is done. Twitch is fucking finished. Twitch is honestly fucking done. Like, you have to just sit there and be a good boy now. Like, if you see my streams at night, like I do them at midnight, it's masturbation jokes. I call my people who watch N-words ENWARDS, not the like all this stuff, and they feature me all this stuff. It's like to be there sitting there and be like, hi guys, like, and by the way, you could even be banned, not even if you do anything fucked up like or edgy. You could be banned because 5 people on the Discord are like, let's flag them, and then you're like guilty until proven innocent. It's fucking stupid.
It is stupid. All right, let me read these. Herbert Silvatici says, we going to have a French-Canadian part bonjour? I don't know. By the way, LOL. Mordecai Stewart says, sorry for starting the mass of 2 shits thing. Well, it's okay. Mordecai Stewart then says, didn't think it would get that big. I'm fine with it. Dumpster Gassy says, girlfriend is dumping me. I need N-word pass from Bibble.
No.
Oh, just call her a dirty whore. Just move on. Awakened Sunrise says, nice job exposing the tentacles of the ADL. Thank you, Awakened. Oh, and I didn't get to mention this, so I didn't notice it until later in the day, but Paul Joseph Watson shouted me out over on Infowars.com and Summit.news.
Wow.
He says, as the Ralph Retort highlights, Laura's ascension, that's Ferociously Steph, their ascension to becoming a Twitch moderator was almost certainly helped along the way by the ADL. And then he quotes me directly for the full little full paragraph quote. The promotion actually goes back almost 2 years. This isn't something that just happened out of the blue. The ADL has been working overtime to get its hooks into gaming. Too much money and influence on the table for them to ignore. And there's my quote featured on Infowars. So shout out to Paul Joseph Watson. I used to get featured on Infowars fairly often, actually, when I was blogging a lot. So maybe I should fire it back up, Gator. It was kind of cool to see my first post back. And well, I did post about getting divorced. I don't really count that one. I mean, I count the last post. I guess I posted in February about JF. So I count that one. But my first post since February, so shout out to Infowars. Any final thoughts, man?
Though, eh?
Yeah, it's great. It's great, especially when we get the site going. A link like that, double links, both those sites, Summit.news and Infowars.com, are pretty high. You know, got a lot of traffic, and so to have an outbound link to the RalphRetort.com helps a lot when we're getting things. Yeah, when we're getting things kicked back up. Also, thank you to Sophia Narwitz, and shout out to them, former Killstream guest. Hopefully again in the future. All right, now let's do another topic. We have another 15 minutes or so before Ethan Van Sciver comes on to tell us about the guy who got fucked up the ass, I guess, by his girlfriend.
Guy who found Christmas.
He found something. Right. Not only did he get fucked up the ass, she made him suck it too after she pegged him up the ass.
Oh,
ass to mouth. That's like the freaking rare. Like, she did ass to mouth, but when you're the one doing ass to mouth,
oof, it's not as cool.
I don't know.
It's his own. Oh god.
Like, there's literally photos of him being fucked up the ass, and then him blowing the trans person right after.
Okay, Andy,
yes. Wait, are they? No, they're not trans. I thought they just had a strap. They just have a strap on, don't they?
Well, let's not.
Is that what it is?
Come on,
Yeah.
let's let Ethan Van Sciver explain it when he comes on.
Oh, that's less exciting. Boo.
We got other things to talk about.
All right, this is Neil Cavuto. Hold on. Neil Cavuto says, I cannot stress this enough. This will kill you. Now, what's he referring to? The revelation that President Trump says he's taking the anti-malaria drug hydroxychloroquine. He told reporters on Monday that he's been taking a pill form of the drug for nearly 2 weeks. Research into the potential benefits of the anti-malaria drug have raised doubts about its effectiveness in treating COVID-19. Now, here's the clip from the president. The money clip. Let me go ahead and link it in the show links. I think I have show links pulled up. Let me do it here. Okay, there we go. There's show links. Oh, I see. What, Ethan Klein's going after Keem tomorrow? Oh yeah, okay.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be bad.
I'm sure Keem's disgusted by that. He's not just loving it, counting the money that's already gonna roll in. All right, let's go ahead. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, let's hit it right now.
But I get a lot of tremendously positive news on the Hydroxy. And I say, hey, you know the expression I've used, John? What do you have to lose? Okay, what do you have to lose?
Take medicine.
I haven't taken it for about a week, and a half.
Every day?
At some point, every day. I take
Every
a pill
day.
every day. At some point, I'll stop. What I'd like to do is I'd like to have the cure and/or the vaccine, and that'll happen, I think, very soon.
You had no symptoms, sir?
Zero symptoms. No, I haven't had any symptoms. No, I tested. I test every couple of days. They want to test me, for obvious reasons. I mean, I am the president. So they want to test me. I don't want to be tested, but they want to test me.
Is he really
so
taking
every
it?
couple of days I get tested, and I've shown always negative, right? Negative. Is that the term you use for this, right? Negative. Totally negative. No symptoms, no nothing. But no, I take it because I think I hear very good things. Again, you have to go to frontline workers. Many frontline
Good
workers take
things.
it.
Give me
and,
that
They seem to be doing very well.
pill. What the fuck? I hear good things. Give me the hydroxychloroquine. Okay, so now there is some question about whether or not he's actually taking this. I see some people in the chat saying he's just trolling. Now, I guess somebody died from the fish tank cleaner thing or whatever. Or actually, didn't they charge that woman with murder?
Yeah, they charged
Yeah,
her with
they
murder.
did.
That was just
So you didn't hear about
cover-up.
the second part that much, though, about him
No.
about her getting charged with murder. It's funny how that works. But anyway, they were trying to blame him, for being reckless for promoting this. But now if he can say, "Oh well, I took it myself," what are you talking about? Fuck you. I've been taking this for months or whatever, weeks.
Years.
They can't really. Yeah, I've been taking. Fuck that. I used to eat those like Tic Tacs. What are you talking about? Eat a dick.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I took one with my Flintstone vitamin every morning.
You didn't know about that Hydroxy? Fuck, I've been taking that for years. But yeah, I don't know. Is he actually taking it? What do you think, Bibble?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's crazy enough to fucking take it. I think he
is
doesn't give
taking
a
it,
fuck.
isn't he?
Yeah, he's taking that shit. He's like, yeah, it's like an aspirin. You just take it, to prevent anything from happening. You don't actually, have to have a prescription for this shit. I'm the president.
He just gets it. He says, "I want this," and they just give it to him.
Can't kill this fucker. They're scared of this dude. Like nothing can kill this guy. All right, let's keep going. Base Nibba says he is Mr. P on Pornhub more than photos. Oh my god. Mr. P, we know a Mr. P. Gator? That sounds familiar.
You think
Mr.
it's the
P.
same person?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, they both kind of take it up the ass. So
It sounds exactly like the same person, actually. So I don't know. We'll see.
deepest lore.
Dark
Deepest.
Dark
The
Butters. Dark Butters are on the kill stream. Go ahead.
How you doing tonight, Ralph, Andy, Gator, Bibble?
Doing great. How you doing?
I
was
am
I left?
doing great. Well, honestly, I've been better. You see,
What?
Marco. I saw Marco Rubio took the top position on Senate Intel, and that's surprising because I know he's usually a bottom based on his bubble parties.
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
So one blackmailed senator from Burr straight to, well, I guess not really straight to Marco Rubio, but kind of a jagged
wow.
path there.
We need the drummer for this one with the punchline drum line there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so no one's gonna go to jail, no one's gonna get prosecuted. All these leakers, all these criminals, they're all just salivating over, oh boy, all this dirt we know on little Marco and his bubble parties. So that was kind of a black pill today.
Literal blackmail about blackmail.
Probably so, Gator. Probably so. But the question is it one or more joggers? We do not know. And hopefully
Multiple
we'll never
joggers
know.
were identified at the scene. We don't know. Suspected at the scene. All right. Thank you, man. What else you got?
What else I got? Nah, nothing much. I just wanted to, bring everyone down with this jogger news. Great to have Andy as a co-host. I look forward to get all your Coomer takes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the
And
welcome.
great job on Subculture. You were kicking ass in Yakuza.
Oh yeah, I had a mental breakdown yesterday. I understand. My controller glitched out after an hour of fighting a boss. We'll do tonight.
But as you are the most intellectual member of this stream, what are your thoughts on the Battle of Bladsburg in the War of 1812, Andy?
It had its ups and its downs.
Do not forget our White House, Mr. Worski. That's all, Ralph. You can sunset me.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see. There's another one. Okay, let's go down here. I'm looking through some of the responses. An FDA spokesman was asked about Trump's comments, and they said, "Please contact the White House." Is all they said. A letter from Trump's doctor. Let's see. After numerous discussions he and I had regarding the evidence for and against the use of hydroxychloroquine, we concluded the potential benefit from treatment outweighed the relative risks. That was a statement from Trump's doctor. Didn't necessarily say that he had recommended that, did he, Bibble? After numerous discussions, we came to the conclusion together, not that I recommended that he take that. He didn't say that, did he?
No, it was a more. He's a man. He wipes.
It was a
his own
collaborative effort. Yeah.
He asked me for it, and so I had to give it to him. It's kind of like that Michael Jackson excuse that Michael Jackson's tried to use. Mike was asking to have that
lethal dose of propofol coursing through his veins. Yeah,
whatever the fuck it is.
Fungerumples. Or is that Fungerumples? I don't know. Fungerumples says takes time to build effectiveness, plus is useful Earl. Harold Silvatici says you never see butters and dark butters in the same room. No, you do not.
True. That's very true.
That's
Makes
a very
you think.
true fact. That's why I named them up. Okay, Entropy. I see Entropy's clear. I think we're all caught up. Shout out to Broadcast. Wait, what?
In the green room. Who the fuck is this right here?
Yeah, we better get him on. Go ahead, Ancho. Okay.
Fucking amazing.
I can never vouch for Ancho again. That was my fault.
That's great. That's
the thing.
Deep.
Nancy Pelosi says Trump is morbidly obese and shouldn't be taking hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah, well, you're a bitch, Nancy Pelosi. How about that?
He doesn't look like a crack skeleton like you. That's true. That is true.
Pelosi's 80 years old, by the way.
Oh, God.
She's got sunken fucking eye sockets. She has sunken eye sockets. Either she's a caveman or there's something wrong with her. She is kept alive by baby's blood. Alone. All right? Trump is kept alive by fucking Shark Week. By
the Gorilla
Dr.
Channel.
Pepper and
Shark Week, Big Macs, and Diet Coke. Like this motherfucker.
Yeah, and fucking models half his age. That's what he's kept alive by. And God bless him. Not baby's blood, adrenochrome like this fucking Satan.
Instead of eating foreskins, he's eating 18-year-old pussy. I have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say it's a better substitute. Go ahead there, Worski. You want to say something?
No, I said it's smash or pass, Bibble.
Oh, pass. Absolutely. What about you? What would you rate her OnlyFans?
After half a bottle of wine, we'll see what happens.
Oh no!
I probably would too, but the story too.
All right, one more in Trump, and we'll probably do the Jared Holt thing after Van Sciver leaves, because Jared Holt basically got Ashley Ray Goldenberg fired from the Capital Research Center think tank there in Washington. I didn't even see the story, Gator, because we were so caught up in autism of every different stripe imaginable that I wasn't.
It was an autism parade.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. And somebody messaged me and they said, Ralph, why haven't you said anything about this? You know, she was a guest on your show, and what, you're just not going to mention it? And I said, dude, this is the first I fucking heard of it, period. So we will talk about that later on the show. I'm going to write something about it. I just wasn't able to finish it up before. When did she get fired? I believe on Saturday. I think he put out the post on Thursday or Friday, and she was fired a day or two later. So we will talk about that a little bit after Van Sciver.
She'll be back on her feet in no time. You know, with her name, it'll open a bunch of doors.
All right. Now,
I mean, her father's a big guy, right? That's what I meant by that. Father's well known.
Connected.
Yeah. What else would I have meant?
There goes the link. It's in the show links. Trump tweeted this at Joe Biden, and he said, "Welcome to the campaign, Joe. You guys ready to watch before we bring Mr. Van Sciver on?"
Yes.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's hit it right now.
I'm ready to go.
This is a crisis.
This is no time
for Donald Trump's record of hysterical xenophobia.
Biden's son inked $1 billion deal with a subsidiary of the Bank of China.
Why are we getting nervous, man?
This is that hardball shit I love!
Eat our lunch.
Oh my God.
They're not bad folks.
Since the outbreak, the Communist Party has been mobilizing overseas organizations to buy local supplies and send them to China.
Oh shit!
The growth of China is overwhelmingly in our interest. What a beautiful history we wrote together. Banning all travel will not stop it.
The president is right. The travel restriction on China, as every public health official we've talked to said, bought the country time.
Hysterical xenophobia. Dear mine. Xenophobia.
Joe.
I complimented him on dealing with China. I'm not going nuts.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Dude!
God, I love that picture of him with his eyes closed because you could see it's like a moment of prayer or something, but they fucking took it to make it look like
Dude! That's one of the nastiest campaign ads I've ever seen in my life. It's got
like
Biden at it's got Biden at the end, like an old frustrated Biden just insisting that he's not going crazy. Like, you know, like an old man from the movie, like, I'm not going crazy, you're going crazy, what are you talking about? Like he's losing his mind. And shows he has that crazy, like, half-cocked smile too, like he's fucking having a stroke or some shit there at the end.
You didn't crash into the Waffle House. Or I didn't crash into the Waffle House. It was somebody else. I was just talking to my friend Jake. Jake's been dead for 10 years.
Yes.
You tell her, Jake. Tell her. You crashed into that Waffle House. It wasn't me.
And that's just like the opening salvo. This shit is gonna get bad before November. Holy shit!
Oh yeah, that was round one.
There's no way Biden can win. There's no way. He's gonna fuck up too many times in live streams. You know, people are not going to go that far. Yeah, there's people with Trump derangement syndrome, but most people are going to go, there's no way this old man can lead us. There is no way. We need to stay the course. We need to keep who we've got in there, and then we'll talk about it in 4 years.
1,000 viewers live watching us on DLive.tv/The Ralph Retort. Shout out to the podcast gang. Shout out to Killstream Uncut. Shout out to Mr. Worski making his official debut as the co-host.
Fuck
Mr.
yeah.
Van Sciver will be here in a moment. I see a few super chats, I think. Shinchan 256B says Kojima stares in judgment, Andy. Smash Feinstein? I think he was talking about Pelosi, but same difference almost, to be honest.
They're all interchangeable.
Yeah, there's not much difference there. Let's see. So the caller bot. Oh, I still have it muted, right? Okay, yeah, I still have the site muted. So the caller
I have
bot.
it muted on both ends, so it's not going to bleed through.
Okay, all right. I might have to refresh this. We'll see. Let me change the layout though. Okay. Let's play that again though. I want to see that again before Van Sky. We have to watch that again. Do you not agree?
I agree.
Yes, we have
I agree. It's one of those instant callbacks here on the Killstream. You have them every once in a while. Let's hit it right now.
Ready to go?
This is a crisis.
This is no
I
time
love the confused
for
look.
Donald
Look at his
Trump's
eyes, yeah.
record of hysterical xenophobia.
Biden's son inked $1 billion
Look at
deal
his
with a
eyes,
subsidiary
like,
of the Bank of China.
squinting.
Why are we getting nervous, man? China is going to eat
Look
our
at
lunch.
him. Look at him. 1,000 yards
They're not
there.
bad
Holy
folks.
shit.
Since the outbreak, the Communist Party has been mobilizing overseas organizations to buy local supplies and send them to China.
The growth of China is overwhelmingly in our interest.
This is
The
amazing.
beautiful history we wrote
Just
together.
Biden's interest.
Banning all travel will not stop
The
it.
president is right. The travel restriction on China, as every public health official we've talked to said, bought the country time.
Hysterical xenophobia. Dear mine. Xenophobia.
Joe.
I complimented him on dealing with China. I'm not going nuts.
Falling
I'm Donald
That
Trump,
is
and I
definitely some
approve this
prayer
message.
thing, by the way. He's
But he
bowing his
tilts his-
head. Like, who knows what that is? Oh my
Yeah,
God,
he
that's
tilts. You can
hilarious.
see the guy in the back with his eyes closed, but Joe Biden tilts his head down there, like flip it, fucking throw it in there.
We need a
Sleepy Joe.
quick clip of him falling
know
asleep.
some-
We can't find it. Just use one of him bowing his head to pray. Fuck it.
Oh man, you know they have a whole folder of Sleepy Joe clips. You know whoever makes this professional shit posting has a whole folder of creepy Joe clips and sleepy Joe clips. I can't wait till they get to the creepy Joe clips. That's gonna be great.
And somebody in chat earlier, I think it was Deity, said Deity Strike, something like that. Said the thing is they could have made an even nastier cut of that ad, Bibble, much nastier. I mean, that was not. Wait till they get into the kids stuff. You know they're going to. There's no doubt they will. God, yeah. If that was their opening ad, I mean,
him swimming in the pool with the with the kids. I like when they touch my legs.
Yeah, they would rub the hairs on my legs, and then all the sniffing he did. I guarantee you, there's going to be a sniffing supercut. I would be shocked.
Jump in my lap, and he likes kids sitting in his lap. I can't say it in the first person. It'll sound like I can't have that clip.
I can't have that clip around there.
Okay, so we'll wait on Mr. Van Sciver. Let me make sure he popped in before.
He's there.
Is he here? Is he here? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay. So let me turn this off. Let me unmute.
And I'll turn the collar bot on.
Yep, let me do that. Bibble, I don't think Bibble has the link. I didn't post it in there, so I'll throw it to you, Bibble. Let's see here. There he is. And we can hear you. We can see you. Mr. Ethan Van Sciver, welcome back to the Killstream, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. You can't see me? I don't understand. That's weird.
No, I'm saying we can see you. Sorry, I'm saying we can see you. We can hear you. Yes, that was my mush mouth. I'm sorry, I mangled the words there. But how you been, man?
Good, dude. Really good. As you probably have gathered, having a great couple of months. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good, man. You know, on the Killstream, there's always some craziness going on, but we're doing well. I have about 1,500 watching us live here on D Live, and then another, I don't know, 300 or 400 on YouTube. So shout out to the audience. Now, originally, I know. Well, first off, before we get into some of the more
elephant in the room, man. You can start with the elephant in the room.
Well, of course, Warski's here as well. I know you guys had some stuff going on a couple months ago or whatever. I didn't follow the whole thing.
Look, I had a little bit of grievances. Did a few streams, got out of control. I ended up actually speaking to, I don't know what his face is from War Campaign, whatever his name is. I wanted to just do, I had some grievances, wanted to do a little bit of trolling, and then it escalated to a point where it went out of control. I mean, I can't even remember the grievances. I think it was, oh, fuck, what was it?
Oh, God.
Who cares? Like whatever it was. It was something along the lines, I thought he was trying to fearmonger to get more money for his comic book, but I never really researched too deep into it. Geek was the one doing all the research into that shit, and I was just along for the ride. So EVS, fucking, like, if you're pissed at me still, I understand. I'll say that right now, and I just want to clear the air there. Might as well.
No,
right?
well, look, I don't stay pissed at people for very long. I just don't. It doesn't help. It doesn't help make friends. But no, I've been a fan of Warski's for a while. Like, I'm a big fan. So when you came after me, I was like, no. I was like, fuck this other Geek Thulu dude. But Warski, no.
You have to admit, though, as we watched your video, I started complimenting you. I complimented your suits that you were wearing. You look like a magician. It was really cool. Yeah. And I'm like, I kind of like the guy, right? And while I had some grievances, I was honestly trying to rebirth what the Warpath was by exaggerating and exploding and making a spectacle. And I actually at the end of that, I felt really. I was talking to Geek and Adol after that, and I was like, what the fuck are we doing? This is kind of gay. So yeah, and I spoke to the War Campaign and all that on a different stream. I forgot which one, but yeah, it was.
You got on a War Campaign stream?
Yeah, well, no, they called me out, and I went and I spoke to whatever his name is, Ro, I think.
Ro, yeah.
Now, can we explain what the War Campaign is? Because not everybody's plugged in. I mean, I'm not even fully plugged in. Can we tell what is the War Campaign? Can somebody explain that for the audience that might
War
not know?
Campaign is a group of super fans of Comicsgate, and they kind of they've got their own show now, where they basically, if you act like a dickhead, they will meme you, and that's basically it. They are loyal to no one but Comicsgate in general, the idea of Comicsgate, and if you kind of get out of line, they will make memes of you with penises on your face. and they will do stuff like that.
Which to me is a compliment. So it was Panboy. It was Panboy. Sorry, I saw him in the chat there.
Yeah, It's all good. It's water under the bridge. I'm sure. I don't think anybody could. But
That's it. Yeah.
Mr. Van Sciver, before we get into the salacious stuff, let me ask you about your latest Indiegogo. I know it's raised close to $1 million, I believe. I think it's probably going to hit $1 million. I don't know where that would rank it on the comics list there on Indiegogo. I'm sure it'd have to be quite high. I don't know. Maybe you know the stats here, but give us the rundown on Cyberfrog 2 and all that stuff.
Dude, we hit $872,000 today.
Holy shit!
And we're going. Here's the thing. Like, you get psyched out when you're doing this because the first book was a big success, and over the course of 6 different campaigns, Cyberfrog Blood Honey, the first book, raised like $1 million and then $66,000, and that is the highest, the biggest crowdfunded comic book on Indiegogo, but it was over 6 campaigns. And then Doug TenNapel came out with Earthworm Jim, and in a single campaign, but over the course of 5 months, he raised $815,000. So I really had my eye on that. Like, I'm competitive. I wanted to beat that total, and I wanted to do it in 2 months. But I got all these people. I got the quartering running me down. I got all these people saying you lost all your fans over this and that, so you're never going to get there. Quartering said you're not going to make $500,000 this time. Weren't you
and Quartering like really good friends?
What happened there? Because I tried to set up look, I saw you guys fighting, and I said, hey, that'd be good to have on the show. And I reached out to you. To your credit, you're like, yeah, set it up. Let's do it. I'll do it. And to Quartering, Quartering didn't want to do it. I'm not going to throw him under the bus, except to tell you the truth. He didn't want to do it. And I don't know if you guys have talked at all since then or what, but I thought you guys were buddies too.
There's a weird thing with the Quartering. I don't know if you've noticed it, but I think he talks mad shit, and then you go, hey, man. You confront him, and then he kind of backs down, and then everything's cool. And then 5 days later, he starts talking the same mad shit again. And that's just like an internet phenomenon. And I kind of go, okay, he needs something to talk about today. But yeah, Quartering was just like, you're not going to do it. You can't do it. And I said to him, I said, dude, if Cyberfrog 2 raises $200,000, but I don't have to put up with stalkers and bullshit, that's fine, man, because that seems to be the main thing. As soon as you start making money on the internet publicly where people can see it, you get crazy people and death threats, and people want to kill you. I got cucks. I got people who think I'm their father. I got all kinds of fucked up shit going on. It turns out that, we had a nice talk about it. Everything was cool. And then once again, just out of the woodwork, Jeremy starts coming after me again. I leave him where he is. I don't know what's going on with him. As far as I'm concerned, we're cool. I don't have a problem with him. I feel like he's just trying to get ratings.
Wait. He's wait, hold on. You basically just said he's a piece of shit, but I don't have a problem with him. I mean, let's be honest. That's pretty much what you said.
What do you want me to say?
He's like, the guy's a huge piece of shit. He's always talking wild shit, but I think we're cool. Other than that, I don't have a problem.
No. Here's the thing. Ethan. My fellow Ethan.
Right, that's true.
At this point, I expect people to talk mad shit about me. I don't, it's just the way it goes. As long as you're actively not threatening to come over my house and blow my face off my skull, I feel like we're cool. It's like, so, people need something to talk about. You want to talk about me? Go ahead and talk about me. It's what Worski did. Worski tried to launch this new show talking about me.
But
I get it.
But hang on, I want to ask you, because we weren't really talking or anything, and I sort of went, but I'm aware that you were friends with him. What would make a friend go, by the way, he's not going to raise that money? Like, what sparked that?
What do you think? What would your guess be?
Was it because of work campaign?
I mean,
maybe.
I don't know.
Let me ask you, was it over money?
I don't think he cares about money. I think he makes a lot. He bought his wife a jet.
You just asked me. You act like it should be obvious. Okay, ego. Then I don't know what would be the next thing you would go down.
It could have been. It could be ego. It could just be. It could be like, hey, there are a lot of people who are trying to force Comicsgate down the same funnel that Gamergate went down. And so there's this weird kind of autistic Spurgy thing that happens where people go, they try to match comics gators one for one with like famous gamer gators, and they'll go, okay, well, this guy's Mundane Matt. This guy here, we like this guy, so this guy's Jim. And this guy, and they try to do that, and it's like Comicsgate has nothing to do with Gamergate, but they kind of say you're going down the same path. You're not learning the mistakes of Gamergate, and I think in a way that's kind of what Jeremy was trying to get going. But you're asking me, like, Jeremy drinks a lot too. I have no fucking idea what he's doing. Jeremy seemed to be quite intoxicated on both of those occasions.
Is he a mess? Is that what you're saying? I mean,
yeah, I'm definitely saying Jeremy's a mess. But he's even sober, he's a mess. So that's
He had a 4-day. He had a 4-day meltdown about me on Twitter because I made fun of his hat lightly. I went, that hat is cringe. 4 days of like drunken rambling on Twitter. Yeah, the meme war veteran hat.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Now let's see, Gator. Do you have a query here? I think we have some call. If we don't have callers, I don't know. We should have callers. Throw out the call link.
Oh fuck.
Before. Yeah, we'll take some. I don't know. We'll see how deep it goes. Now,
bring them on. We'll see how it goes.
Go ahead, Gator. Do you have something before I go into the whatever we want to call this next part?
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask, it seems like Marvel is expediting taking their new social justice characters and trying to push them onto the big screen, to all these Disney Plus things. I know that you've been very critical of what they're doing, and now they've announced that the new Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, is going to be on there. They're pushing Ironheart, Riri Williams, which is supposed to be Iron Man's replacement. I just wanted to ask you what you thought about all of this stuff. And do you think that Disney Plus is going and their Marvel projects are going to fail because of all of this?
I don't know anymore because of the success of Captain Marvel. Although I'm not surprised that Captain Marvel did well. But you really want to know why some of these characters are getting pushed onto the big screen. In one case, Sana Amanat, a very mysterious woman who works for Marvel Comics, co-created Ms. Marvel. I will tell you this, I co-created a prison, called Iron Heights that appeared briefly in the Justice League movie. Okay. So they mentioned this prison in the Justice League movie. DC Entertainment cut me a check for $100,000.
Damn.
So that's just a prison that I own a piece of that got mentioned in the movie. So imagine the abuse of power. If you're in a position of authority at Marvel Comics, you're allowed to do whatever you want. You create Ms. Marvel and then you foist it on Disney Plus. You just sit back. That's money that's going to come rolling in. So I think there's a little bit of corruption going on there. But on top of that, they really are committed. They're very much committed to these social justice characters. The fact that they failed in the comics is one thing. Captain Marvel's success just kind of emboldened them to try again. Maybe the comic book readers are bigots, and maybe the rest of the world is going to love Squirrel Girl. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you think something's going on between Brie Larson and Kevin Feige? Maybe he seemed real gung ho about pushing her as hard as possible. I think there might be some weird stuff going on behind the scenes there.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I just assume they're all gay. Like Kevin Feige, I just assume he's gay, and all those people. So I don't really know, but I guess I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, would you think that maybe it's a situation where she has a strap on, and maybe there's a video out there? I don't know. I heard that shit.
Why does that sound familiar? Why does that sound familiar right now?
I don't know.
Now, let's just go ahead and talk about that. Now, that's what originally, you're doing great already, and I've seen it around, the Cyberfrog 2 and stuff. I kind of keep one eye on what's going on over there every once in a while. But several people, so I guess there's a new Killstream secretary at KillstreamSec on Twitter, and they've done a really good job. We have the whole week booked. I'll go through the schedule again. Of course, Styx versus Alsop tomorrow at noon, by the way. But done a great job. So I put that out, and they said, Ralph, secretary, whoever, you need to check out what's going on Ethan Van Sciver's feed. And then they somewhat described what had been brought to bear or published over there on your Twitter feed, authored by you. Well, I'm not sure how to describe what it was. I think it was a woman with a strap on, fucking a guy up the ass, and there appeared to be a Batwoman image or something of that nature over the actual fucking. Thankfully, so we didn't see that. And there was something else in the left panel. I forgot to use a comics term.
I don't know if you're allowed to show these images. I mean, I sent you this stuff. I don't know if you can show it on D Live or not.
I mean,
but...
yeah, we don't want to make everyone horny in the audience.
I mean, people need to. I don't know. I mean, people need to see that, Andy? I'm not sure. But
so I mean, I don't.
Just imagine this: it's a guy with his legs over his head being fucked by a chick with a strap on.
His wife.
And then and then the next one is him sucking the strap on after it was in his ass.
Now, also, is this not his? Now, there's also a picture of his wife. This is his wife, correct? With the
large black man.
With the large black man's penis inside of her mouth. Is that what's happening in this? That's his wife.
I don't know if that's his wife or not. I can't be sure, but
that's him holding the woman's hair behind her, right?
Right. He's making
while she sucks the black penis. That's what's happening in this photo.
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So how is this released?
Well, okay, so there's this guy Preston Poulter who appeared out of nowhere, and he's like a indie comic guy. He wanted me to promote his comics, and he was asking me every single day. Somebody made a meme of just all the number of the tweets that where he's begging me to come on my show to promote his book. I ignored him because it was Christmas, right? Because I ignored him, he got very upset with me and decided to become one of my most vocal critics. He says things like Comicsgate doesn't deserve to live. And he's a real creep. He's a weirdo. And I think he thinks I'm his dad or something like that. As a matter of fact, he made a video today where he explained how he sees me as a father figure. And he's got some bad feelings about his dad. And that's why he's obsessed with Comicsgate. Well, anyway, this guy's been a nuisance. I mean, we got a lot of nuisances in Comicsgate, but this guy repeatedly narcs on other people's independent projects. Like, he reported one guy to Lucasfilm. He reported another guy to Harrison Ford's agency for a likeness infringement. I mean, this guy actually took my friend Cecil and reported him to Indiegogo to get his campaign taken down. This guy trademarked the word Comicsgate, tried to, so that we couldn't use it anymore. This guy's just a piece of shit and a troublemaker. And it's like, for what are you doing this for? Like, there's no money in this, and his own campaigns aren't doing any better. Anyway, one day, a bored housewife comic skater named Sheila, who found an embarrassing picture of me on a horse by using internet foo, found. Wait. Yes, yeah.
What
that
was
wasn't
Wait. What was the horse picture? Yeah, we've had some horse discussion on the show, like with Vaush. Hopefully, it was not on that. What? How are you on the horse? Like, what was going on there?
I own 3 horses. I weighed 300 pounds, and this was in 2010. And there's a picture of me looking really awkward on a horse.
Okay, so you weren't being fucked by a horse or anything?
No.
By the way, there's a picture of me looking awkward on a horse from a couple months ago. I rode a horse for the first time since I was a kid. It was really fun. Actually, a couple months ago in El Paso. But yeah, I know how a big man can look awkward on a horse. Yes,
I look ridiculous, and that has been made into a million memes. And of course, Sheila's like, cool, I'm going to do more of this. So Sheila did a little research after being annoyed by something Preston said on the internet. Did a little research and found out that he used to be in a femdom relationship, and advocate for cuckery. Like he was doing podcasts with his wife about what it was like to be, mind fucked and a simp and all this stuff. Well, of course, you turn that over to Comicsgate, and which she did, and War Campaign, everyone, they did a deep dive on this shit and found his Pornhub site, his Pornhub channel, I guess. where all of this stuff just came out. I mean, this guy is a shit-eating cuckold. He is I mean, I don't even know. He is oh my god, dude. There's a
He
video
actually
of
eats
him.
shit.
Evidently, I
What
don't
is that
know.
called? Corpulation?
Oh,
Corpulation,
no.
I think, something like that.
Well, I mean, what do you, if the dildo's been in your ass and then you put it in your
Oh.
mouth, I don't know.
Oh well,
what
yeah,
you,
I guess that's true. That count. I mean, that itself counts for sure. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think he'd literally take a pile of shit and put it in his mouth. But what is that
I mean,
image?
that's true. That's true.
All right, so you know, that's that, and then somebody else found a video of him like you know, taking it, coming and going, Chinese finger trap between two women with dildos. Uh, this is all, you know, this is all embarrassing stuff. And evidently, you know, Preston's into that. Preston's into being utterly humiliated. And you know, our biggest critic and somebody who I think all of the people who want to see Comicsgate go down, all the people who want to see Comicsgate die, they were depending on this guy because he had a weekly show called This Week in Comicsgate where he'd make fun of us and whatever our, you know, antics were on the internet. You know, now they're heroes of
Now,
shit
wait.
eating cuckolds.
Do we have audio? Do we have audio of him talking about what did you say his podcast program was about? Being a cuckold or being a femdom?
Yeah, being a femdom. There's oh god,
same difference, I guess. Really,
there's something even better, and I you know, I could probably send you a link to it if you want to actually hear audio.
Yeah, I would like the
of
audio.
him being fucked in the ass.
We can play the. I think we can play the audio. Yeah, we can play the audio. They do that even on the radio. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can send. What should I do? Send it over to your.
Send it. Yeah, send it to Twitter. That'd probably work better. Yeah.
Okay.
And let me go through. I think I saw a few super chats roll in. By the way, thank you for the follows too. A lot of people finding the channel. I think that's due to you, Mr. Van Sciver. Thank you for the promotion as well. Funger Rumple says Ralph says up the ass like Christopher Walken. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Stay Wicked 40. That made me laugh. Sticky Wicked 447 with the diamond. Thank you. Funger Rumple says Chinese finger trap. Mind fucked. What the fuck? Yeah, this was one of the craziest things I've seen on Twitter in quite some time. That's why I just messaged Ethan here immediately and said, "Hey, you want to come on the show tomorrow? This is fucking crazy." I think this, yeah, this would be an immediate show booking. And I'd already tried. You know, we talked about quartering earlier. I tried to set that up, and there were a couple other things. And you know, to Mr. Van Sciver's credit, he's always been ready to come on no matter what. So, but it just fell through. Shinchan256B says Preston is probably getting off to the stream right now. A couple of people said I should have him on the stream, which I would do, but I don't. I never really talked to him. Obviously. All right.
Well,
113. 113. Okay, so here goes the video. Let me put that in the show links. You already have the link, so I'll put it in the show links on the Discord. Somebody said I should message him on Twitter, but I never did. I had a lot of shit going on today. I thought about it earlier because I thought it would be funny if he got on here and freaked out. But I just didn't have time. So, oh wait, 113. You say okay, not 130, 113. All right, let me go back. 113.
And by the way, you'll see the if you could show it on the screen, you'll actually see the they closed captioned it, so that's helpful too.
I was just gonna probably show it off screen. I think we can hear it, right? It's loud enough, isn't it?
No, you really should show like because so people can read it because it might sound mumbly to people. So that's my concern. The quality of your show.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a journalistic endeavor as well. I run the RalphRetort.com and put in a lot of work, and I'm very involved, very concerned about journalism, and so we want to make sure we get the full the story, the nut of the story, so to speak. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, because he can't enunciate with a dildo up his ass. You don't understand? That's why we need the subtitles.
Makes it kind of hard to talk. Yeah, I've never had that problem, but I can imagine it might fuck with the whole equilibrium and vocal box and all that. All right,
So-
yeah, go ahead.
This is YouTube, so they took the video content out, but there's the I guess the title
obviously.
card.
Yeah.
And it's safe.
Please,
to show.
God,
All right.
say they did. Okay, I was supposed to say because I can't. All right, 113. You guys ready?
Sure.
All right, let's hit it right now. Oh wow, banging soundtrack.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, I can't.
Oh no.
God damn, this is fucking awful, dude.
But here we have this tweet by an apologist, and you have.
All right, yeah, there's Comics Jacks. I guess that's the guy's name at Comics Jacks on Twitter. I mean, that might take on a whole new meaning at this point. But some people were saying, Ralph, you're being unfair to this guy, and or not. A couple people actually were mad at me. They're like, oh, you're having Van Sciver on. You know, he's a fraud, whatever. You know, they hate you or whatever. And then I said, well, this guy's literally getting fucked up the ass. How can you even, what do you mean? This is a story. This is all over Twitter. He made himself a public figure. Could you imagine if footage came, first off, I mean, I'd kill myself. I can't even imagine living like that. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that type of thing, but I'm just saying, if I was that guy, I mean, I'm just being real. I'm not saying he should. I'm just saying, if that happened to me, it'd probably be all over. I can't even imagine living
You know
after
what's
that.
bad? Like, Ralph, I joke about this shit all the time, you know, like all the time. And then I had to take off my headphones. It was fucking that disgusting. I'm like, this joke's gone too far. Ugh.
Yeah.
Look, by the way, for the record, I want to say this, Worski. I completely I want no harm to come from him. I'm just saying, if that happened to me, I would find it would be hard.
Oh no,
it would be hard to go on.
We know what
It'd be
you
hard
mean.
to go.
We know what you
Yeah,
mean.
but
It'd
this
be hard to
isn't-
go on.
What you guys
But
don't
this is his
understand
thing,
is
though.
this isn't. No, this is his thing, and he put it on Pornhub. It's not like this is revenge porn. Somebody
Yeah, exactly.
discovered
Yeah,
that
right.
he didn't want
Exactly.
anyone
That's
to know.
fair. I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
This
but
is
still,
what he was into.
But it wasn't
Maybe he still
necessarily
is.
associated with his, so he was leading a double life, basically, right?
I don't think so. He had his face out there.
Oh, so he was talking about his cuck porn during his Comicsgate rants? Obviously, he left that out, didn't he? I mean,
no. We kind of feel like at this point he was begging for us to find it. I think that's
he was
kinda
leaving
what he
little
was
crumbs. Oh, you boys, you can't find it. One day you will. You think that's what he was doing?
Yeah, I think he's into humiliation.
Oh,
yeah,
you silly boys.
Right
One
now.
day you'll find it. Go ahead, Worski. You're dying to talk.
No,
about
I'm
it.
saying, no, I'm just saying, like, into the humiliation. That's fucking awful, dude. I know people who hate me in the chat are like, Andy secretly came. Yeah, I was masturbating. Yeah, I was masturbating while that was happening. Yes,
You
totally.
were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But the fucking tissue's right over here. I have to obviously act like I wasn't turned on. Obviously, Ralph. I'm being your co-host on the show now. Can't be.
You have to
doing
be a
that
little
shit.
respectful. Yeah.
Yeah. But the fact that, like, a bit ask Ethan, how did people find this? Like was someone jerking off to Pornhub when they went, wait a second, I recognize this fella.
Yeah, you mentioned the housewife found it. Yeah, so you were getting
So the
into that, and then we
housewife-
got off target with stories.
The
Yeah.
housewife found the Femdom blog, right? And that led to, hey, my name is Mr. P. That's my porno name is Mr. P, and this is Mrs. Roulette or whatever her name is. And then all that's a simple Google search. And look, you're asking. We've got like tens of thousands of comic skaters who this guy has been picking on and bullying for the past year and a half. They were happy to look that up, and it led to a treasure trove of shit that I've only seen still images from it and that one video. I am not taking that deep dive, but you could. If you wanted to, you could. It's all there.
Right. Not as deep as Preston, though. Shinshan256B says Preston is probably getting off to this stream right now. Herbert Silva TG says EVS, when will Kathleen Kennedy finally be sacked? That I believe she heads LucasArts, whatever, there at Disney, right? Correct?
Yeah, I think she's going to go this September. That's my feeling. Could be wrong.
She has outlived her. How does she keep staying around? It is, to be fair, a lot of people have said that a lot of times about her going away. Somehow she keeps staying. She probably has some nice golden parachutes. Who knows why they keep her around?
Well, you know why she's staying around this latest time, right? You know the story behind that.
I don't actually.
Okay, so you know that story about that feminist writer going to write some kind of Star Wars TV show. That was not real. She leaked that because they gave her no power. They wouldn't let her create any kind of projects. So she leaked a story about that feminist writer creating a show, but there was no show at all. There was nothing.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's incredible.
Well, that's
So much
the
gay ops
word
with
on the
Disney.
streets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Word on the streets. All right, let me keep going. Let's see. Dumpster Assy says, saving my money for Jimmy All Hump versus MAGA Satanist. Well, I won't use those descriptors, but again, yes, Styx versus Alsop tomorrow, 12 noon here on DLive.tv/The Ralph Retort. Also, Chillstream Uncut over on YouTube. Cast Michael 1 says, DLive changed their user login and I lost my account. Well, to be fair, they've been warning you about that for a whole month, that if you use the old login like I did, and I had to change my shit too, that if you logged in through the Lino system or whatever, that you were going to have to change it. So, but thank you. Oh, no. He says, Cast Michael, that's right, he was too. Damn, they must have just switched it during the show or like the last couple days. He says, I was subbed for over a year pre-streamy. Damn. Anyway, he said, glad to see Andy on, having fun with Ethan Van Sciver. Then he says, Peggy Poulter Preston is an embarrassment to men. Actually, he says Peggy Poulter. Then he says Preston is an embarrassment to men.
They're calling him Preston Pooper now. They're having a good time with him.
Well, everybody else is. They might as well too, right? I mean, that's nothing.
Oh no.
No, it's not nice.
That's not nice to say, is it? Based Nibba says, hail EVS and dear transgendered just got fired. I said, no way, that's not, can't be. Link that. Do we have a link to that? Can we see, Gator? Can you do a little research on that?
There's no way.
They're saying the dear leader over at Twitch that we devoted the first segment to has actually just been canceled during the show. I don't know if that's true.
No way.
Well, that's what they're
There's
saying.
no way
You
they
heard
would
me
do
say
that.
it. I mean, I would be shocked.
Actually, I want to ask EVS. What's your thoughts? Have you seen that at all? The Twitch thing, the deer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I watched like 5 videos about that in a row that all said the same thing, but I couldn't stop watching other people make videos about it.
Yeah.
Weirdos, man. They're everywhere. These people, these weird kind of trans animal weirdos.
Yeah. What do you think about
furries and
that?
stuff.
What do you think about that whole thing? Is it not weird? Do you not think you should be in a mental asylum if you believe that you're an animal?
I don't think it should be tolerated by a polite society. I
Yes.
think honestly they should be shot out into the ocean. I don't
Well,
understand.
Rhetorically
No, I
speaking.
mean
If they're dolphins, of course.
Not
No, I don't
literally,
think so,
obviously. Not literally,
Yes,
obviously. Yeah, but
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. Well, anyway, literally, obviously, I think they should be shot out over the ocean.
God damn it. Go ahead.
Who has use for these people? What are they for? What are these people for? You're pretending you're a deer. Shut the fuck up. And imagine that's, see, this is the thing. I am a father. I'm a dad. I'm literally a dad. When I see that and I go, that could be my kid. Oh my God, dude. Imagine what that must be like.
Well, EVS, I was just wondering what your thoughts were, because you know how the comic book industry and also the movie industry have been taken over by people like this, not just animal people, but feminists or SAWs or far leftists, right? And now they're entering into game streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious about what your thoughts were. But
well, they're
it's pretty
everywhere. I
obvious.
mean,
Yeah,
they're everywhere, and it's become so cliche. Like you guys did a lot of this Gamergate anti-SJW shit is so 2015.
Who, me? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm just
I
kidding.
but it's like a cliche, but it still is a real problem because all these people want to do is just get in there and just fight the patriarchy. They want to fuck up the thing that you like, and like guys are afraid to just go, hey, and actually turn that line back around on them and be like, you know what, maybe this isn't for you, dear other kin. Maybe this shit isn't for you. Maybe it's actually for guys, and you're fucking it up. It's possible. It's possible that comic books are for men, and some women who like what men like. It's possible that wrestling is for men. It's possible, the video games are mostly for men, and they, it's like all of these things. People are afraid to say. Guys just kind of roll over, get pegged in the asshole, and then just say whatever,
God.
ladies. I mean, that's that is what's happening, and then you lose the thing that you love.
Well, the
like your
person
anal
also said-
virginity. Anyway, yes, go ahead, Worski.
The person also said that like trying to get voice chat in games removed because it's like white supremacy or something. I'm like, voice chat, because you know there's some people online who might insult people using gamer words or whatever. So it's like voice chat is part of online gaming, and you're a Twitch, like you're working for Twitch now. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm glad this person is being blasted.
All right, let me read these. I'll let Bibble and Gator get in, and then we'll go to the callers. Let's see. Shinchan 256B says, deep dive on D Live. How the fuck does someone be a cuck? Good question. Eternal question. Cast Micah 1 subscribed for 3 months. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Get your numbers back up. I guess we'll have to have Cog. You know, he's getting known again there, Gator. Maybe we'll have to bring him back on and ask him what it takes to be a cuck. I don't know. We'll see. Again, a reminder.
Get him on Killstream with Drexel.
Tomorrow Sticks versus Alsop at noon. Another show tomorrow night. Wednesday, Paul Ramsey will be on. Thursday, Danny Polishchuk, which I'm not sure I'm doing that right, but he's going to be on. And then Dame Pesos on Friday. Cantbot sometime next week. Believe tentatively scheduled. A bunch of other people. We're rolling it out. We're trying to book everybody possible. Delicious Tacos. I don't know if you people know who that is. There's somebody else. There's a couple of people even I don't know that just were requested, and I gave it to the Killstream secretary, and they have been killing it. Been absolutely killing it. Just booking guest after guest, just stacking up so many guests. I had to reschedule a couple. It's getting insane.
I love Dame Pesos, man. That guy is that guy's a genius.
I did too. So I messaged him to get him on Friday, last Friday, and he didn't see it till too late. But yeah, he's going to be on this Friday. Pretty good schedule. We haven't had Danny on, Polish Chuck there. Ramsey Paul hasn't been on in quite a while. And then Sticks versus Up. And of course, you, sir. You're here with us now. Let me read the rest of these. Harold Silvatici says, Brie Larson, smash or pass? I'll put that up as a question over on Entropy as well. EntropyStream.live/The Ralph Retort panel. Brie Larson, smash or pass?
Smash.
I saw those.
Yeah, I'd say smash.
I'd smash. I'd have to.
I don't even have to answer that.
Yeah, I mean, I would answer smash as well, even if you don't like Brie Larson. I mean, you still.
Yeah.
You got to give me another choice, though. I mean, because it's just Brie Larson alone, smash. Well, Brie Larson or, the deer.
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard. Oh, shit. Yeah,
the deer. I don't know, actually.
Amber Heard's crazy, though. I mean, that might be.
She's gonna fuck.
Bite my
so
finger.
is Brie Larson.
Yeah, Amber Heard is crazy, but yeah, you probably could have a good time with Amber, though. But
she's better looking.
Yeah, she is. She's probably crazy as fuck in the right ways, maybe too. Anyway, I won't get into that. Originality is extinct.
Have a wild night and she'll shit on your bed, though.
Not as crazy as old Poulter here, whatever his name is. Taking up the ass, Poulter. What is his name again? I don't know this guy.
Preston Poulter. Yeah, he's comic Jack.
Pooper. I was just about to fuck you. Oh, I was looking for P words that rhymed. Pooper was the one. God damn it. All right, originality is extinct.
EVS said that. EVS said that.
Oh, that's right. He said, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Originality is extinct says, saying that this is a deer is an insult to deers. Harold Silvatici says, EVS, what would it take to save the comic industry?
What we're doing now.
This town needs an enema. Sorry, I had to give that quote. Yeah, go ahead.
It's going down. I mean, look, the comic book industry, as it was before, is not getting up again after COVID-19. It's over. As soon as they open the doors again, they're going to find out that DC does not want to be distributed by Diamond. That's going to fuck up Diamond and the direct market, and a bunch of stores aren't going to be able to reopen. So that's it. It's ball game. I mean, most of the people in comics, the higher ups already know that it's over. Fucked up. So we got to just do what we're doing. Comicsgate.
Very good. Let's see. Southern Dingo says, Ralph, you're being unfair to the anal rape victim. LOL. Cass Mike, he's not a rape victim though. He took it willingly. Cass Michael 1 says,
he was willing, yeah.
Yeah, he would feel insulted by that. Cass Michael 1 says they are too taking away masculinity from our boys. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, look at what's being promoted. Herbert Silvatici says they tried it with Linux, but Torvalds is back. Did he actually come back? I didn't see that. I didn't know that. I know I thought they deposed him. I didn't know he was back. Cass Michael 1 says All-Star Week. Killstream can't stop winning. You're correct. We cannot. We are legally forbidden from losing. At least for losing too long. Yes, it's verboten. Awakened Sunrise says Worski would smash anything full homo.
100%. I like how there was no pause in my.
Also, I'm looking. I don't even know if I've been logged into Stream Elements correctly now. I'm looking now, and it doesn't appear that I have been actually. So if I miss those, I'll catch up in a minute. Gator, can you pull in a caller and intro them, please, while I figure this out? Just in case there was.
Yeah, sure. You do that. Can I?
Oh wait, you wanted a question? Go ahead. But
Other streamers.
Yeah,
and
before you do that, can I ask a quick question of you, Mr. Van Sciver? Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons before?
Yeah, I played Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid. I haven't played it as an adult, but I had a magic I had a fighter magic user elf that was my character. When I was a kid. Why you guys play D&D?
By the way, that sound is me trying to log into Twitch. I just want to let people know that all these random sounds. Go ahead.
Yes, we do play D&D, as a matter of fact. So if you're interested in just, you don't have to show up every other weekend when we play. You can play whenever you want. If you want to do a guest spot, I'd love to have you on.
Nick Ricada's been on. We've had a lot of people on. It's been
Nick Ricada's a regular. Andy Worski, of course, is a regular.
Ralph, retarded drogue.
Ralph plays it every other weekend. So yeah, I mean, we enjoy. We have a good time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Well, there we go.
I'll talk to you about it off air.
Let's see. Let's take a caller. Let me look through. Let's see. Pepto-Bismol, go ahead. You're on the kill stream.
Oh, 2 seconds.
One.
I gotta mute the stream.
Two.
Hold on. I gotta
Okay,
mute the
there we
stream.
go. Shut up. Technically, I wasn't muting the stream. Yeah, you're right about the comics industry basically being dead. Even before Corona got big, AT&T was literally threatening DC Comics that they were going to shut it down or stop publishing if their 5G event didn't get enough traction for DC Comics somehow, if that's related. But yeah, they're saying they're going to get rid of that. And then I literally coincidentally was watching a bunch of mangaka drawing their art online. There's digital comics apparently in Japan. They're like, they don't even want to do manga anymore. They want to do like scrolling manga now. So it's all just one panel, web comics all through the rage. So physical comics as a medium is basically dead.
Yeah, I agree, except I think that it still has some life left here in the United States with American comics, but it's going to be limited.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's going to be very limited. And yeah,
exactly, limited. If it's like trade paperbacks, those will still survive, but single issues, no.
I agree with you. DC Comics right now, you want to know why DC Comics left Diamond. It's like, AT&T gave them that ultimatum. They said, we're going to check you out by the end of the year. And if you are not profitable in the, at the end of this year, goodbye. We're going to close down the print department, the publishing department. And so DC couldn't sit around and wait like Marvel can and other publishers for Diamond to reopen. They had to scramble and find new ways to get comics out on the stands. DC's done. I mean, by the end of the year, I think DC's going to close down too.
It's a shame, but yeah, that's probably going to be the case. And then, yeah, what you're saying about quartering, trying to, and like everyone really trying to make comics like Gamergate. That's why I never got into Comicsgate to begin with, is because everyone's trying to make it like Gamergate. But especially the quartering pulling this shit is not surprising, because whenever there's gay ops afoot with the liberalist crowd, Corden for some reason always shows up, and yet is somehow still sitting on the fence when he's clearly a snake in the grass. And it's going to get 10 times worse now, and which means it's going to be so much more fun. Because last night, the newest Rick and Morty episode literally referenced Gamergate, so now they're going to be on a big high, being we did it, boys. We basically got Trump. That's Gamergate. Yeah, it's not like they didn't like recognize it in any way. They're just like, oh, you got the ACL mad at you, you got the this, that, you even got Gamergate mad at you. But point is, they talked about it, so now they're gonna say, we did it, boys. The 20-year plan's working. So we need to have a bunch of Killstream clip shows going over all their fuck ups. Like, in fact, speaking since Andy's here, remember that time you're gonna have Sargon on, and you literally told him just to suck a dick and then kicked him off? That was
Yeah,
beautiful.
well, no, because he wanted to take a shit and have tea before the interview.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So he made me wait for
That's his
a
new
half an
game
hour.
theory. Yeah.
Yeah, he made me wait for half an hour. So when the interview started, like thousands of people are in chat, and I'm just like, "Go suck a dick," and I hung up and went, "That was a great interview." It's still a
It was
legendary interview.
perfect.
All right, caller.
Maybe
Thank
he'll
you,
think
Pepto.
twice.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, have a good one.
Thank you, Pepto. Appreciate it, man. You have a good one. Brie Larson, it's split right now. It's not a good turnout on the chat, or excuse me, on the vote. Well, it's like 8 people voted. Not as many people using Entropy tonight. EntropyStream.live/the Ralph Retort. Speaking of Entropy, though, there is a contribution over on Entropy. Walrus Aurelius says, voice chat is who we are. Voice chat is our values. Talking about, actually, it's funny is I almost never use voice chat when I'm playing multiplayer. But what pisses me off is, these Spurgs complaining and saying, oh, well, this is competitive disadvantage and we have to get rid of this. No, you know what? Fuck that. We're not getting rid of a feature just because you're butthurt about something. Just fucking don't use your headset. Maybe in some of these competitions, I guess maybe you have to, but whatever. Toughen up then. Don't compete. I don't know what to say. Does anybody disagree with that? I don't really think so on the panel, but if you do,
I believe that I have a right to play music over my microphone to annoy the piss out of people. I don't care what these assholes think.
Let's take a caller.
You're
Go
never
ahead,
gonna get rid
Bibble.
of- Yeah, you're never going to get rid of voice chat. I wanted to ask one thing. You said that they're going to close down DC. It's not going to happen. Do you think they might ever reboot the comics arm without all the pause? Like they might in a couple of years try and how they always try to reboot the movies, maybe reboot the publishing side?
Well, I think they're going to keep it open to a little extent. I think they're going to still produce this and that, mostly for bookstores. They're gonna still try to publish for the YA novel audience. But when it comes to producing 150 floppy books a month, I think that's gone. That's just not coming back. And I don't think they will reboot it. The reason why comics still exist now is because the trademarks had to be reinforced all the time, by publishing them. You don't have to. There's Superman shit all the time. Warner Brothers and AT&T, they reinforced their trademarks and reestablished their trademarks over Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman with toys, with coloring books, with movies, with TV shows. They just don't need comic books anymore. So yeah, they're just
That's
kind of
true.
their time is gone.
And the animation is really good for DC, where that's the only place where they're better than Marvel. I don't know if anybody ever watches those animated movies that DC still comes out with.
Oh,
but they
they're
come
good.
out with, yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Marvel struck gold with Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and then their sad attempt to capitalize on it with Avengers Assemble was just shit.
Shinchan256B says, play the infamous Andy Sargon interview 10 out of 10. I might bring that up for him. It's not very long if we do play it. Let's see. Oh, there are a couple on Stream Elements. Anonymous says, Ethan and Killstream, what are your thoughts on anime and manga? I think that's how you say it. I don't know. And how they are outperforming Western cartoons and comics respectively. Did you know they are able to have better LGBT representation and storytelling? Have you guys watched My Hero Academia? I have not. I imagine some people on the panel probably have, but I haven't.
No, I have not.
I haven't.
Nobody.
No.
Okay.
I've
But
seen
I-
My Hero Academia.
I was going to say, don't lie. I know you had to have seen it because it's big. I've heard about it. So if I've heard about an anime, it's big enough for Ralph to have heard about it, then Gator has seen it. There's just no doubt in my mind almost every single time. Anyway.
Pretty
go.
much.
Yeah.
They have one of the worst fan bases of all of the anime though. Like I thought the Tumblerinas that were standing for Steven Universe were bad. The ones that stand for My Hero Academia are the absolute worst. But the show itself, the manga isn't that bad. The fans are obnoxious.
All right. What do you think, though, Mr. Van Sciver, about Japanese outperforming Western cartoons? I guess we talked about this a little bit already.
Yeah,
but-
it's cultural. I mean, comics are read by everyone over there. And I, in the 90s, I remember we used to sit around complaining and going, well, what are they doing that we can't do? Maybe it's that people don't like superheroes, and all of our books are superhero. They have a little bit of everything. We should try other things. And then in 2001, like the Spider-Man and X-Men movies came out, and normal people went to see them, and they were big hits. And it was like, no, people love superheroes. Americans love superheroes. They just don't love comic books. They don't want comics. So I don't know. It is just a cultural thing, and you know, there's a certain audience that really likes this kind of. You know, manga to me, it's not my thing with the characters with women's bodies with big boobies and then little children's faces. The men all look like women. I don't know. It's not for me, but it has a big appeal for young people. Young people dig it. I liked Voltron growing up, you know, but I just never got into that other shit.
What about Speed Racer?
Speed Racer was cool too. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like when you know, there's so many manga like comics, and so it's not for me. It never was.
I love Death Note. That was the only one I ever read. It was fucking fantastic. That was the great manga.
All right, let's see. Let's take some more callers. I think. Oh wait, there were a couple questions. Let me see that. Base Patriot says, does EVS know Nick Fuentes in America First? Does he agree with him? If not, where does he stop agreeing? Well, I don't know if he wants to get into that, but he can if he would like. It's up to you. If you want
Look, I'm a Trump supporting Republican. People know that about me. I think Joe McCarthy was right. You know, and that's all. I don't know who Nick Fuentes is. I've never watched anything that he's ever said.
Okay.
But I would just say I'm just a mainstream Republican.
All right, fair enough. Let's take those callers. Let's see. Cooper, you're on the Killstream. Go ahead.
Oh, shit. Someone stole the Japanese question, but mine's more in the collaboration side. Like, I feel
Change
like
it up. Call the audible.
American artists and Japanese artists, like, you do a limited edition thing, and it would be something really cool. And you just ditch the propaganda of American comics, and not that Japanese comics don't have their own, but like, you know, just make a good ass story and just sweet ass art, fat ass titties.
Fuck yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, sir. Go ahead. You got anything else? Was that the end of your contribution? You wanna?
And you guys should be ashamed for all the kink shaming that you're doing. It's just ridiculous.
Terrible.
I'm all for kink shaming. I want to shame everybody. People need to shut the fuck up with their kinks.
Why do we have to know anyway? Yeah, shut the fuck up. Like, damn, keep that
this
shit
whole
on the
kink
low.
shaming thing. Yeah, fuck that. You think you're a little deer and you want to fuck other? No, get the fuck out of here with that. I
Keep
don't
that
wanna know.
shit behind closed doors. You know what? Back in the day, look, and I'm just gonna say this, and I'm not saying that this was right, but back in the day, if you came out and you started saying shit like that, you're getting your ass kicked. Like, you're getting stomped. I mean, and they're, by the way, it's not necessarily back in the day. That could very easily happen in this day as well. Could you imagine in some areas coming up and like prancing around and start doing this deer bullshit, and somebody just crocks you upside the head with a bottle or something? I mean, this is not unheard of, right? I mean, this is some shit back in the day that would have been shamed. You would have been shamed into keeping that shit behind closed doors, or we'll lock you up in a mental facility, right? Because you're obviously a sped and you're a danger to yourself and others, and you can't be trusted to live a normal life, right? I mean,
Well, I don't know.
Well, I do. I mean, what the fuck? You think you're an animal?
all right.
Yeah, I do. What the fuck?
All right, I feel that.
That's
All
a
right.
mental delusion on the level of schizophrenia. You need to be taking some type of medication or be watched by professionals or something. This is quite
Definitely
the
stay away
delusion to
from
think that you're an animal. What the fuck? That's insane.
Well, I'll say this too. Look, with kinks and stuff like this, like, all right, if you want to say it and you want to like put it in the forefront, that's fine. But if people make fun of it, that's the consequence of saying your shit online.
They think they're an animal, Worski, a deer.
Well, here's the thing: is but like people are like, why is this person being made fun of? Why wouldn't they be made fun of? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you want to say that you're a fucking deer, that's fine. But when some people go, that's fucking ridiculous.
Look,
don't
and I
be
don't
like,
hate,
what the hell? Oh
I
my
don't hate
God,
the
what?
person at all. Like, I don't even know this person. I never heard of them for a couple days ago. I don't hate them. I just think
I
it's
hate them. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I
why
saw
are
that. I
people
hated
shocked?
that person.
Why are
Yep.
people shocked that
Yeah, you
people
know
make
what?
fun of this shit? You know?
No, because that person was like, I got power, and you're all
Oh
gonna
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I
EBS
hate
is right
that
about
person.
that.
Well, I was
I got-
trying to, you know, soften the blow there. That's a rhetorical technique, Mr. Van Sciver. And then I was gonna. But
EBS
yeah,
is
you're
right. Fuck that person.
You're right. They're pieces of shit. You're right. I can't
Well,
deny.
look at this, bro. You know, Ralph. So what I was just saying there, yeah, if you want to come out with your mental delusions and you'll get the consequence, but putting these mentally fucking deluded people in positions of power, no, fuck off, Twitch. You guys are fucking dummies, and like people are already complaining and freaking the fuck out about this, and I'm glad. I hope Twitch learns their. Even someone else on their safety council, one of the head of the safety, he was like, "What the fuck are we doing here? I'm part of this council." I'll try to find the clip, but yeah, he was pissed off. The fucking beer person's part of his council.
Let's see. By the way, the callers have swollen up, so let's just try to do can we do a lightning round? I don't know. We're gonna see lightning round 2-hip go for Mr. Van Sciver. We're gonna try to not keep him all night. Go ahead. Once he's got all night, then we'll keep him all night. Go ahead.
First of all, are you back on the sauce?
Why do you care?
No, I'm just curious.
I'm not drinking tonight. No.
You sound sober, man.
I am sober. Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay, no judgment. I'm just asking.
I mean, I'm sober
haven't caught a
during this
show in a
program.
while.
I'm sober during this program. Yes.
He does heroin though. He does heroin.
Yeah. Besides that,
he started on harder
medicinal
stuff.
heroin.
Yeah, medicinal. Everything's approved by the doctor. Right. I have my
right,
medicinal
no.
heroin card. Nah, but yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I was.
All right, so long as you're all right.
Yeah,
I care about you, Ralph. No homo.
I'm doing good. Yeah,
but I care about you.
Yeah.
For Ethan Van Sciver, I'm someone who is a comic book fan from a really young age. Like my dad owned 33,000 comic books when I was growing up. So like
what?
I read a shit ton. My dad was a comic book dealer back in the day.
Yeah.
Like a drug dealer?
So like a heroin dealer. Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. No. Drug dealer, comic book dealer, whatever.
Same difference.
I was actually the reason he never opened up a comic shop. But you know, me being born kind of ruined his dream. But having grown up on all that stuff.
That's depressing as fuck what you just said, by the way. You being
Yeah,
born ruined his fucking life, basically.
Yeah. Well, my sister came first. She ruined it first.
Oh, okay, that's true. Well, fuck.
I brought joy back in.
That's right. Go ahead.
No, but what I was gonna ask is, like, having read modern manga compared to modern comic books, do you think there's any credence to the fact that Japanese storytellers are just doing a better job in actually like drawing in audiences? Because any comic book I've read in the past 10, 20 years has nothing on anything that's being published in Japan.
Wow. Well, I mean, evidently that's true. How can you argue that? How can you argue that that's not true?
Well,
You know?
like, do you have any recommendations, like something that's just right? Because I mean, you see a bunch of people, and I mean, even blacks who don't know how to read in a lot of cases are drawn.
I knew it was coming. I heard it in his voice. I knew it was coming.
God damn.
Are just drawn towards manga. Now, I personally believe it's because Goku and Vegeta are surrogate father figures.
You lucky I can't read which one's your name, otherwise I'd ban you right now. Ban you outright.
No, but I just why is manga so popular in the United States despite the fact that comic books are dying?
I think it appeals to 13-year-old girls. That's what I think. And that's probably why.
So all the 20 and 30-year-old men reading it are 13-year-old girls.
Yes. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That's fine. But if, I don't like that stuff. I don't get that stuff. I don't really mean they're 13-year-old girls if they like that stuff, but I really think that appeals to that demographic much more so than American comics do. American comics.
Have you ever read Berserk?
No, but I heard a lot about it.
Everybody's heard about
Yeah.
Berserk, unfortunately.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
all
No, I'm
right.
sure it's great. I'm sure it's great. Like, who is it? V is always trying to get me into this
Yeah.
stuff.
No, I mean,
course.
I was
Of course,
just trying to get like
the-
a real
Alright.
answer.
Yeah, no, I mean
Instead of
that is
the
my real
13-year-old
no,
girls thing.
no. That is my real answer. I really think manga appeals to 13-year-old girls. You don't understand. Like, I discovered comics when I was 12, 13 years old, and that's the age that you need to be in order to make them a lifetime hobby, right? These comics that we're putting out now, superhero comics, do not appeal to 13-year-old boys or girls. But manga right now does, man. And it not only does it appeal to
Okay,
young
no,
boys, it
I
appeals to
see
young
that now.
girls.
Yeah.
So, then all of a sudden you've got people that grow up into this whole culture. It's going to be a lifelong hobby. So if you can make a comic book that will appeal to 13-year-olds, 11, 12, 13-year-olds, and 40-year-olds at the same time, you've got something important there. And manga and anime actually accomplishes that. So, I mean that
Can I-
sincerely.
Can I just
that
follow
was
up with
a good
that?
explanation after
All right, thank you.
hearing that
Caller,
out.
go ahead. Caller, you good?
I'm done.
All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man.
Sunset me.
All
I
right,
just
fair-
wanted to
fair
follow
enough.
up. Do you think that there's more avenues into manga because of anime and all that kind of stuff, how popular it is? I mean, yes, we have comic book movies and all this, but when you see Iron Man on the screen and you get really excited, and then you go to the store and it's Riri Williams or whatever, Ironheart, and it's not Iron Man, do you think that that is a squandered opportunity?
Yeah, of course it is. I think that the MCU was American comics one big chance, and SJW's killed it. They absolutely killed it.
All right, let's see. Let me read through these. We'll take a few more calls, then we'll get EVS out of here. Let's see. Did I ask you? I don't know if I asked you this last time. Silvatici, Harold Silvatici said, "Did I ask you the Prince Hitler question? Who would you rather meet, Prince, the singer Prince?" I actually tweeted out "Purple Rain." I think you know what the bonus song's going to be tonight, by the way, now. I tweeted that out last night. Prince or Adolf Hitler? If you had a choice to meet, of course, both are dead. You can't meet either. But if you had the choice to meet either one of those, who would you meet?
You're asking me that question? I think I
picked Prince, by the way, but go ahead.
That's such a weird. Yeah, I mean, absolutely Prince, but I gotta say, I would like to have one of those meet cutes that Indiana Jones had when he met Hitler in the third Indiana Jones movie. You know what I mean? Get an autograph.
Yeah, like meeting Stan Lee at a convention. He's dead now, but
Well, By the way, Prince is dead. Yes, chat. Somebody in chat said Prince is dead. Yes, Prince is dead. Also, I mean, it used to be a little bit of a dicier proposition, but you don't get you have to speak German, right? I don't know. I guess the translators assume that you would have a translator there with Hitler too. But which translator would it be?
I'd say Guten Tag. Let's see. I had like 2 years of German in high school. I think I could ask Hitler for his autograph.
I'm trying to think of a German phrase that I might know. I had one back in the day, but I can't remember one now. Well, I can remember a couple, but I won't say those. Horrible Gamer says YouTube Hasbro channel streaming old G.I. Joe 24/7. No shit. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool, actually. I used to watch G.I. Joe back in the day. I used to watch all that shit. Let's see here. Where are we at? A Horrible Gamer says, Andy, you should watch Netflix. Death Note. Base Nibba says, thanks for all those.
That's the word. Netflix, do not touch anime. Do not touch manga. Do not touch any of that shit.
Don't touch
Netflix will ruin it. Fucking Death Note, that movie. It's like a meme at this point of how shit it was.
By the way, somebody wanted me to bring up, I don't know the whole deal about this, but they said cartoonist Kayfabe is run by cartoonist Ed Piskor and Jim Rugg. They dissed Van Sciver just in time for the show. By the way, this is an email that I got. Of course, they know what type of show we do here. We want to see people fight, of course. But he says they do live streams showing the comics people send them, and they got two Green Lantern books by Van Sciver, and refused to even show Ethan's art. Vid link to the 26-minute mark. I don't know what the deal is, or if you have heat with those people, or if you wanted to respond to that. But I was supposed to bring that up too, so.
I don't even know who the fuck they are. So
Okay. All right.
Perfect answer.
All right. Okay. Fair point. Want Not Want says, in Berserk, the hero gets fucked by a black guy. Well, that's the theme of the show here, I think. Really Black Comic says, Ayo, Prince ain't dead, nibba damn, haha, for real, for real. All right.
Fuck yeah.
I think that was well understood. Walrus, go ahead. Now, by the way, it's lightning for real now. Lightning round for real, because we're never gonna get done. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just had a question for the guest here. A lot of people have brought up manga and Japanese comics and everything. I was just wondering about your opinion on the success of the French comic industry.
What?
Wait.
Come on, it's a troll. Come on.
Wait, are they actually successful? I mean, they can't be.
I'm just gonna feel weird when Sciver.
Oh wait, they actually are. I'm looking like
Yeah,
I'm seeing an
they are.
article.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna feel weird when Sciver. Never mind. Step on my joke, caller. Go ahead.
Oh, collar band.
It's a stupid dad joke anyway. I was gonna say I'm gonna feel bad when Cyber Frog goes over to France.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah. God damn it.
I like that one.
Fuck, Walrus, what is your problem? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Not on my game tonight, I guess.
I'm just messing with you. What are your thoughts though? And thank you, Wallace. I appreciate you, man. I'm just fucking with you. By the way, what are your thoughts on the French comic industry? I didn't realize that was a thing, but apparently I just Googled that. And yeah, there's a 2019 article from the New York Times looking at the French comic industry. I didn't realize.
Yeah, they're doing like albums and everything. I mean, they're kind of doing what Comicsgate aspires to do, where like creators settle in and say, I'm a comic book creator. I'm going to put out one book this year, and it's going to be my best book. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be more expensive, a better presentation. That really is the way Comicsgate should go from here, instead of trying to go for frequency, monthly comics, 1 or 2 a year. Charge a little bit more money for it. Do your best work and make it worthwhile.
By the way, I saw somebody complaining, and they said, well, you didn't even explain what Comicsgate, is. By the way, we've had you on the show 3 or 4 times, and one of those shows we had just explicitly dedicated to explaining Comicsgate. So they're definitely in the archives if you want to just go look. But real quick, could you just explain, in case people still don't know what the fuck we're talking about, in just a few, paragraphs or sentences, whatever you choose, what Comicsgate is exactly?
All right, Comicsgate's a consumer movement that rose up when third wave feminists practiced entryism into the comic book industry, and then just brought in a bunch of SJWs and fucked stuff up. And when the fans complained, of course, the feminists and the SJWs did what they do. They called us Nazis. They told us to shut the fuck up and told us our money didn't matter. So what we tried to do instead was create a counter movement, a counter industry, in which we use social media to market and Indiegogo to raise funds, create our own comic books that are actually successful. And our motto, or our kind of philosophy, is that we respect customers in content, word, and deed. So as long as you are aligned with that, you can be Comicsgate, use the hashtag. And if you're a creator, you can promote your books. Other Comicsgaters will find you. Now, because we're not using any of the structure of the mainstream comic book industry, we survived COVID-19. We're still making money right now when everyone else has been issued a pencils down edict. And this is, I do believe this is the way forward for the American comic book industry, which will shrink drastically, but could still be a vital art form that makes money for people who want to do it.
All right, let's see. I see a few on Entropy. Seek and Destroy 99 says, any chance you can try to get based anthropologist Robert Sciver on, or Sciver, I think. He has a YouTube channel and I think would be a great guest. I would suggest you tag at KillstreamSec over on Twitter, SEC, because I'll probably forget that. But yeah, that does sound like a good guest. Seek and Destroy 99 then says, one more suggestion for a guest would be Paddock or Dino. From Goy Talk. Yeah, I talked to Dino a while back. God, back in the Stream Me days. That seems like a long time ago. I guess it was only 2 years ago, but seems a little bit longer, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's run through. Oh my God, the colors. Dingo, lightning round. For real, lightning. Dingo.
Hey there, Ralph.
Yes.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? This has been a hell of a show, dude. I got to say.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, dude. I know that you really love, getting good opinions from me. It matters a lot.
I love everything, Dingo. Well, I love that he says it so enthusiastically. I don't know if I love everything he says, but go ahead.
All right. Well, that diamond I sent earlier about being unfair to the rape victim. What I meant was like, people are complaining about y'all talking and being unfair to this guy. There's someone fucking him in the ass. Like maybe she's being unfair to the guy. You know what I mean?
His future colon health is not looking so good. I can just put it
shit.
She was really laying it in too, ladies and gentlemen. She wasn't being soft either with it. She was.
Oh no.
She was.
Yeah, I have to agree with Andy though. Like it was hilarious, the lead up to it, and then they started playing the audio, and I was like, oh my God, this is fucked up. It was just a weird emotional switch, but that's just me again. I want to ask your guest something, if you would, if I may. I mean,
sure.
Has anybody come up with the term? I'm sorry if you heard that. Kumix Gate for the guy fucking with you all the time.
Fuck yeah, that's good.
Kumix Gate is pretty good, and it fits with just one extra letter.
That's great.
I know
if you use it.
Yeah.
If you use it, you can just hit me up on PayPal.
You're gonna go trademark it right now. That's what he said.
That's a good idea, dude.
Thank you, Dingo. I appreciate it, man.
All right, dude. See you later.
All right, you too. All right. Oh my God. Kripak and Lightning. 2 sentences.
Hey, okay, so I'd like to ask the guest's opinion on R. Crumb, and if there's anybody who's like a current analog for him.
Yeah, my brother Noah Van Sciver is really into that stuff. My little brother Noah is a rather famous cartoonist. He's doing a biography of the Grateful Dead right now. It's like the official biography of the Grateful Dead as a comic strip. He's great, and he loves R. Crumb. He's actually hung out with R. Crumb. So look up Noah Van Sciver and tell me if you think his work's good, because I think it's awesome.
That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that that you had a brother that was in the same business here. The Geeky Beaner, go ahead. Lightning round.
Oh, Geeky Beaner, what's up, man?
Hello.
Yes.
I was gonna ask the guest. So if DC does go out of business, will they just stick to only? I guess people brought it up like they'll just do only animations and movies, or are they just gonna be like, nah, you guys are done, like game over? Like
no, they love the characters. See, AT&T bought Warner Brothers because AT&T realized and Time Warner realized that there's no more money in television advertising. Everything's changing. TV's not going to be around anymore in 10, 15 years. It's all going to be streaming service. So AT&T and Time Warner merged in order to create a streaming service that would compete with Netflix. They have this vestigial fucking tail that is the comic book publishing division. But they don't want that. They really just want to make Batman TV shows and stream them to you. So they'll keep making, they're going to keep owning all of the Batman stuff, all the Superman stuff. And if there are Superman and Batman comics in the future, it'll be the same situation. Like if you were to go to Target and buy a pair of Wonder Woman socks, Warner Brothers doesn't make those. They license those out to a sock manufacturer. And that'll be what happens to DC Comics. Like, other comic book publishers will be able to say, we'd like to license Green Lantern to make Green Lantern comics, but it won't be DC anymore. That organization will be gone.
So they'll kind of be like Sega, basically, how Sega does that with Sonic the Hedgehog, if that makes a good comparison.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
You too.
All right, let's see. Mads, you're on the Killstream. Go ahead.
What do you think about the comics store owner that ordered 500 copies of the new Warriors #1?
I think it's pretty funny. I think it was a troll. It had to be a troll. That whole thing was a troll. Marvel knows they're going down. Marvel knows that they want to give you one last middle finger on the way down.
Let's keep going. Sheila Aliens, you're on the Killstream. Go ahead. A female, I believe.
Yes, I am. I just want to say hail Comicsgate to everybody. And that chick that was pegging him in the ass is insane. Her name is Mistress Roulette, and she's a misandrist. She hates guys.
Hail, Sheila. You're looking at the woman. This is the
they
bored
discovered it?
housewife. Yeah,
Wait,
right here.
no, wait. Okay, all right. That's what I thought because I heard him say Sheila earlier. Now, how did you discover this? I have to ask you that.
Okay, so I went to the
Tell
county
the truth.
records where he lives. I just did a search for his county, like civil records. I found that he's going through a divorce right now and that she's not like cooperating.
I know the feeling. Not on the thankfully mine cooperated, but yes, I know the feeling of the divorce. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
And he's such a douchebag. I figured maybe she's got a blog where she's complaining about him or something, and I could laugh at it, you know. And lo and behold, it was way worse than that. Way more than that.
Oh, wow.
That's basically all. I
So wait,
I
you're
Googled her
saying
name
this
and
woman? Wait. You're saying this woman that pegged him up the ass with, I believe it was a black dildo. I don't know, some type of large penile object strapped to her body, and then made him suck this object. And that not only did that, humiliated, I mean, I would be humiliated. He seemingly enjoyed it, but whatever. This was immortalized on film, and now they're getting divorced. Is that what you're telling us?
Oh yes, they're going through a divorce right now, and
no.
she moved back to Los Angeles, and he's still in Texas. So, but yeah, I was shocked at what I found.
Oh, poor him. No more pegging.
Now wait, how exactly did you find it based off this though? Like, what was it? Like, what breadcrumb led you to this shock? Like, just what exact thing? You know,
I googled her. I googled her name because it's a very unique name, and she has a website where she has all the podcasts that they used to do together about BDSM marriage, a female-led BDSM marriage. And then like once I had it at the war campaign, they took it from there.
I was about to say they took it from there. I was like, nothing else needed. Yeah, we'll take it from here. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad we got you on. I didn't realize that was you in there, that the actual one had found it. But thank you. You got anything else you wanna shout out or say, since you're pretty much the hero of the moment, I guess, for discovering this? But
on behalf of Jabba the Cuck, Ethan is fat, and hail Caesar. Hail Comicsgate.
Jabba the Cuck. Fuck. All right, hail Sheila, hail War Campaign. Thanks for coming on. That's hilarious.
Hail. Have a good night.
Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that. All right. Wow, we might actually get through the college. Fish and Soil, lightning round, go.
I hope she makes an OnlyFans, P.S.
Oh,
I was looking at her picture. I didn't want to Me Too her, though.
All right. Fish and Soil.
I was kind of curious what your thoughts were, given the kind of more experimental storytelling that's in the comic book world. For example, Alien vs. Predator type stories. Alien Expanded Universe was in comics, but they also had things like the serialized zombie stories like The Walking Dead. But Hollywood's kind of been dipping into the well and putting them over to the screen. Do you think streaming services are going to kind of start taking over this kind of storytelling and kind of pushing comics out?
Yeah, I do. That's where I think that's where we're going from here. Comics existed for like the last 20 years simply because this argument kept being made. Like, look, we're giving you free content. We've got people who are writing stories for Hollywood movies and TV cheap. You want to keep us around for research and development. But it turned out that like Hollywood has people who can tell better Batman stories than the comic book industry does. So they don't need comics anymore. And then from there, let's put out serialized animated stories about Batman or Flash or Spider-Man on our streaming services, and that is the future. I mean, it's the future. Anything here's a way to predict what's gonna where the future's going. If you don't have to get up off your ass and leave your house, that is gonna win. That is the technique that's going to win. So movie theaters are going to go out of business. Streaming services are going to win. They're just going to win because they give you variety, what you want, and everything is going to be made for that now.
I don't think movie theaters are going to go away though, or anything like that. They'll just probably just contract massively. Because I mean, I still see a lot of people still go to them. At least me, for speaking for myself, I don't go as much as I used to. But there's sometimes you still like going to the theater, right? At least.
Yeah, but I'm saying look 30 years into the future.
Well,
and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's gonna go the way of the drive-in. I agree.
Yep.
Well, that's sad to say, but probably true. All right, let's see. I think we have a couple more callers. We're almost done though. Let's see. Wolf Pup, lightning round, go. Wolf Pup, go.
Wolf Pup.
Wolf Pup has been put down brutally. Thank you, sir, for calling in.
For the best.
Darth Taco, lightning round, go.
Yeah, I just want to ask Ethan one thing. What's the best superhero?
The best superhero is Cyberfrog. Cyberfrog 2. Wrecked planet up on Indiegogo right now.
Batman. It's Batman. It's Batman, actually.
Oh, it's Batman.
I'm kidding. And I got one more thing to say. Goku beats Superman, anime, manga are king. Hail anime manga, better comics, read manga. One Piece is the best story ever made. Son to be.
Thank you, sir.
Guess
We
you
got
can't
him.
argue with that.
We activated the terrorist cell there. They had to call in. Thank you, sir. Now, other than Cyberfrog, of course, who are you partial to out of the superhero?
I'll watch anything Batman. He's right. Like
I like
mean,
Batman too, honestly. Yeah.
I haven't seen a bad, like totally awful Batman thing since George Clooney. Anything Gotham's good.
I saw that in the theater. I still remember watching that as a kid. Oh
Nightmare.
man, I wanted to like it too, but you're just like,
How about Batman versus Superman? I hated that movie. Batman versus Superman. It was so all over the place. It was just a fucking
but
mess.
Batman and Robin though is really just.
Oh yeah, like every other Batman thing I've ever seen is fucking awesome. I love Batman, but Batman versus Superman, I was so disappointed, and I was looking forward to it too.
Panel, you got any more questions for Mr. Van Sciver? He stayed with us even longer than I'd asked him to. Any more questions, panel?
No, not really.
All right. What about you, Mr. Van Sciver? Why don't you say something? Promote what you got going on. Not that it needs.
I'll say one thing. I'll say one thing. Ethan, I know I fucking talk smack or whatever, but thanks for being civil here, and it was nice talking to you, dude. Appreciate it, bud.
Andy, when I said that I liked Andy Worski, I meant it. I kept saying in the chat, "No, Andy, don't come after me. I'm
no, Andy, no, stay back.
Yeah, stay the fuck back." No, man, respect, man. I had a lot of fun talking with you today, man. It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, me too, man. We'll get together.
Yeah, respect, man.
Oh, by the way, Ryan, wait, hold on. Wait. Ryan Dawson is here. Wait, let me see.
Ryan Dawson.
Ryan Dawson, you're here. Did you have a question for Mr. Van Sciver?
No, boys, I just wanted to chime in and say that I wanted to get your help in getting that horsecock-loving, neck-bearded commie to come on for a debate. His name is Vosh. And talk trash.
Okay, well, that's a separate. All right.
Plague.
All right, that's a separate endeavor. We'll see. Thank you, Mr. Van Sciver, for coming on, sir. I appreciate it, man.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you too.
Bro. You too, buddy.
Just like WWE, we roll it right into the next storyline. Now, let me switch back here. Okay, now I'm back. You guys should be able to hear me.
Also, Andy, thank you for playing my son's Super Mario stages.
Okay, don't hang on. I don't have my Switch with me. It's at my buddy's house. I left it at my buddy's house. I promise you, I'm gonna play it. I left it at my buddy's house. Yeah, no, for sure, man. How you been, Ryan? Fuck, man. It's been so long since we talked, dude.
Yeah, I keep getting ovened on everything. Like I got another Twitter again, and
yeah.
It's hard. It's not easy to find me sometimes.
Yeah, so I saw your Twitter got banned. I know that you're perpetually, up and down, on YouTube and shit like that. Yeah, we wanted to have you on for a full show. Tell people real quick. I know
they built a rotating door on an oven just for me.
Now, let me ask you real quick, just your thoughts on the lay of the land, what's going on, since we have to go over this Jared Holt stuff too, but just what's going on with you and your thoughts in general.
Oh God, Jared Holt's at it again.
Yeah, well, he perpetually stays out of there, but yeah, what's going on? What's the biggest story according to Mr. Ron Dawson. I
Well,
guess
there's a lot
besides
of big
Corona.
stories. The biggest. It's not Corona, Chad. Well, I'm making an interactive Jeffrey Epstein map. So people will be able to click on the faces and stuff and then get all the sources and news. So that's the big thing. Just got my website back. It had been ovened also in March and April and created a new Twitter. But I think Jeff Epstein's still the big story because a lot of more names are about to drop. And if we pull on that yarn, it unravels a lot of other mess. So that's big, in my opinion.
Very good. Also, go ahead.
I was saying the rest is same old, same old. Still got perpetual wars, and nothing changes in the Middle East. Nothing changing with Trump and Biden is entertaining, but I'm not really excited about any major changes. They're just going to be gaffy as always.
It is going to be entertaining, at least. I will say that. Also, shout out to.
Did you see Twitch has Deargasm moderators?
We did see that. We were talking about that at the very beginning of the show. About the dear leader over there at Twitch. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I think clown world's an insult to clowns at this point because you got to come up with another term. What is that? A trans species? What is that? I mean, it's pretending to be a deer. Like, why are they hiring mentally ill people to moderate Twitch?
That's
right?
what
could go
I
wrong?
kept asking as well. What do you think? I mean, somebody who thinks they're a deer. I feel like that person is a danger to society. So, I mean, they think they're an animal.
I'm okay with somebody pretending to be a deer for role play or whatever, especially if they're like 5. But for an adult to actually believe they're a deer is a problem, and I don't know if they really believe it or if they just want to make other people have to pretend like they believe it, and to use kind of exercise like what a control freak is attracted to, is forcing other people to do ridiculous stuff because they can. It's something else.
Speaking of role play, how would you like to hang out with Andy Worski more and come on a D&D stream?
Oh, I'm down. I want to
should,
get on
man,
one of
yeah.
these wrestling streams, man. You got to get me on one of these pro wrestling streams.
Oh, yeah.
I talked to Ralph about that before. I was like, well, you and I should do a show. And then you did it with someone else. Dick.
Well, we've been doing mostly UFC, to be
I
fair.
think that's me that you're talking about. Yeah.
I can do UFC also. I used to coach people in UFC.
Well, why don't you come on the show? I mean, we're not stopping you.
Because I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a -3 on technology. I just now did this today, All
right, well, let's do it. We're going to have one this weekend. I don't know if there's going to be a UFC fight this weekend or not, but well, you would know probably. But I think we're going to do a sunset this weekend. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah,
they're talking about going on an Indian reservation for the next one. That's what Dana was saying. Because during the whole virus thing, they couldn't find a place. This is full circle, and it's like, oh, all you people have a virus and we don't, and you want to come here and hold an event? No, but they said yes. And well, then he did Fight Island, but they've sworn just to pack in the revenue. As soon as crowds can return, they're going to do one on Indian Reservation, California. That'll be off the chain.
By the way, I see Mitch over on Twitter asking what your new Twitter is.
It's Rye Dawson 2, like the number 2.
Very, very good. Now,
I'm
you got anything else?
down to only like 2,000 followers, not even, because it's
well,
it's hard to put effort
rebuild.
into it when you know there's exactly. They're just going to take it away again. So
yeah, exactly. And then when you know, you can't. It's hard to get too invested in it.
I gave it to my wife, and she's been like lighting people up more than I do.
Now, let me ask you. By the way, we want to have you on again, like for a full length segment.
This is fun. Look how triggered the snowflake got. I'm like, yep.
We want to have you on for a full length segment coming up. I know you just got here at the tail end. Real quick, what are you working on? Where can people find you? I know we just shouted out the Twitter and stuff like that. But what are you working on?
Oh well, the big project is Numek, which is a story about how Israel stole nuclear technology and material from the United States to make its secret nuclear weapons program. And it'll just show you how many decades they put into illegal arms smuggling and bribery and the cover-up and all that. And it really, the film ends with the prime motivation to kill JFK. So 2 big stories there. But the Numek, we got the trailer up on my website, and I'm probably going to drop it on YouTube temporarily, and then probably like in a live stream, and then immediately make it private. because you know how that goes.
Yeah.
But that story, if people learn that story about how these, our greatest ally, our friends with little hats over there, stole the most powerful weapon in the world and sold it to the Soviets, which started the entire Cold War, they'd probably be pretty pissed off. So that's the next project.
That's not a comforting thought. By the way, before you go, and we do want to have you back, I know my secretary has been emailing you to try to set a full date. But let me ask you this: where are you? Because I hear some noises in the background, and I know you're in Japan. What is going on there?
Oh, there's a train just went by overhead.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Going to the store.
I thought you were in a supermarket. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Maybe in a store or something.
Yeah, there's
I
like an underground mall, but next to that and whatever. It's all our stores are open. We don't have lockdown because we're not insane, and never did. Less than 400 deaths. Turns out going outside doesn't kill you.
Yeah,
It also
well, we're
helps that a
still.
lot of people in Japan wear masks just naturally when they get sick anyway.
Yeah, it helps that they don't have like insane obesity rates. Like the reason we had so few deaths, even though this isn't like Sweden or whatever. I'm like, whatever. This is 128 million people, not 5. Right? This is a much bigger success story. But yeah, it is a mask wearing culture. But the other thing is, they're like no fat people. If there are, it's on purpose. We did have a sumo wrestler die. Wasn't surprised. You look at him. Like,
now let me ask you about this.
True, fatties die first.
Now wait, I want to ask you about this.
Fatties
We were going to see you off, but I want to ask you this before you go. I want to have you for a full show, but I want to ask you about this. Yeah, definitely. We have to get you back. But one topic that I wanted to hit up already, and I wouldn't even hit up except you're here, because we're short on time. Chinese ambassador to Israel. But no, not that. Chinese ambassador to Israel found dead at home.
And the Israelis investigated themselves and found no wrongdoing.
They said nothing wrong there.
Air bubble to the heart. Did he die of a heart attack?
He was 57 years old. Now he looks to be in pretty good shape. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
he was.
He wasn't,
Did he
like
die
you
of a heart
said, he's
attack?
not fat. I don't know. They're not saying as far as I know.
If it's a heart attack, I'm going to say air bubble to the heart because that's what they do.
They found him dead. It's not being treated as suspicious, is what they're saying. Now, this wasn't the same guy, but back in February, Chinese ambassador to Israel likens coronavirus to Holocaust. Is what he said, and there was some speculation on Twitter that perhaps they didn't like that.
Is that because they're attributing too many more deaths to COVID than it actually kills?
No, I don't know. I don't know if that's it.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I'm sorry, my mic or my headset suddenly cut out.
didn't hear,
Anyways,
I
I gotta
couldn't
go, guys. I'll see you later. I didn't hear anything that was just said. Goodbye.
Mr. Ryan Dawson, thank you for coming on the Killstream, sir. Let's have you back soon for a full appearance.
All right, man.
All right, you have
Take
a
care.
good one. All right, you too.
You see it, Ryan?
That was hell of a finale.
What a
there.
show! That was a great show. Honestly, man, I had a great.
Well,
time.
I had a good time, and I'm wondering. So we didn't even really get to go over. Maybe we'll wait until tomorrow to go over it fully, because I have to lay it out in the article anyway. Capital Research Center employee Ashley Ray Goldenberg, who's been on this show on the Killstream. This will also give me a way to plug the website, which has been doing crazy good the last couple days. So shout out to everybody going to theralphretort.com. And you can check that out, or ralphretort.com will now redirect you, as I mentioned at the top of the show. So you can check that out as well. But again, I was going to write a whole article about this, and I'm still going to, but I wasn't able to get it done before the show. So maybe it'd be better to do it tomorrow, Gator, where we can do a full. Do you think that?
I think so, yeah. We can give it its due justice because this is a big story that it's not a lot of people are really talking about.
Yeah. Let's see. Ryan Dawson Run In. I like that as the new title. Okay, sorry. I'm just
It's Ryan Dawson. He doesn't even work here.
Ethan Van Sciver live trumps Hydroxy shock plus Ryan Dawson run in. That's the new title that if you're listening on the podcast, you'll have already seen. But
plus
those live.
deep anal. You should write deep anal. No, you don't want that? Okay,
no, I'll leave that one out. But
maybe not.
But it was a fun night. We could have went longer with Ryan, but I wasn't really prepared, and so I'd rather have like him for a full 90 minutes where he could really focus in on some shit. And I think he was out walking about. I think he was just calling in to stop by too as well.
Anybody that wants to shit on me, the horse fucker, is always welcome on this program.
That is exactly correct. Mr. Warsy's going to be back on Thursday, unless I need him sooner. But that's his next scheduled day on Thursday. But yeah,
will you say, guys? I think I should.
You did good, sir, and I appreciate it. I know you're probably going to do a show tonight. DLive.tv/subcultured.
Yep, I'm gonna run right now. All the clap crew is in the.
By the
chat.
way, hold on. Wait, did the chat actually go down? Hold on.
Ooh.
Oh wait, hold on.
Hang on.
Oh no, it's back. It's up. It's up on mine.
Yeah, DLive sometimes.
Oh, I think it just skipped or something. Okay.
Yeah. DLive does that like on my streams sometimes too. But yeah, tonight I'm gonna be on right after this. On Subcultured here on DLive. It keeps growing every fucking day. Thanks, guys, for supporting me here in the Killstream crew. Like, you guys are fucking awesome. And I'll see you all tonight. Definitely. It's going to be an epic night. One of the hardest fucking bosses. I had a mental, dude, tonight we're going to beat him. We're going to beat him tonight. Majima. So, yeah.
Much appreciated. Gator, go ahead. Tell him, Gator.
Tell him, yeah. DLive.tv/Gator, YouTube.com/TheGatorGamer. Catch me there, see some of my past content.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Bibble. DLive.tv/Bibble. Also, YouTube.com/Bibble. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it. And Mr. Ethan Van Sciver, thank you as well. Farewell to you, gentlemen. See you later, Warski. Appreciate having you, man.
Later.
Thank you, Gator.
Yeah,
farewell.
For sure. Thanks, man.
All right, farewell. All right, let me read some of these because I got a few. Oh, Cass Michael 1 says, Andy, I like you. Can you please unblock me on Twitter? If you'll message me, I'll remind him. Cass Michael 1 then says, I'm on Twitter as @DeployLeroy. Rosenoff says, I present this donation on behalf of Jared Holt and the ADL. We avow everything on the Killstream. Thank you. Thank you for the Ninjagini, by the way. Sigma Zero says, so the Rainbow Jihad over Pride. Wait, Pride is over? I'm not sure about that. Southern Dingo says, Ralph Pastor Manning made a video about Comicsgate. Did he really? Oh my God, why didn't we have that? He says, I put the link in suggested stories. It's PC enough. Oh wait, hold on. Should we might actually have to go a couple extra minutes if that's the case. How long is the video though? We didn't get to do the watermelon head either. Oh, he made a video about Comicsgate is what. Okay, hold on. This is what Southern Dingo, he said this is his Comicsgate video.
God's gonna put a cancer in the butthole. God's gonna put a cancer in the butthole of every sodomite. Every sodomite's butthole will get cancer in the butthole. It'll burn and burn and burn.
I don't think this
They won't be able to sit down because of the burning in their butthole. He can't sit down. He's got a burning in his butthole. He's got a fire. He's got a flame coming out of his butthole. God's going to have a flame coming out of your butthole. You're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole.
Killstream guest, Pastor Manning, by the way.
AIDS was bad. You ain't seen nothing yet until you see the flaming butthole. Your butthole will be flaming, and you will not be able to sit down
not
until
even
you have
a little
flame coming out of your butthole. And there'll be people walking around all over
Think
America
of the burn!
with
Feel the
flames coming
burn!
out of their butthole. And everyone who takes it up the rear, everyone who has
every single person
penis injected in his butthole, when that
even
penis
that guy
comes
from
out,
earlier,
the
even
flame will
if it's a
start
plastic
burning,
penis.
'cause ain't nobody gonna stick no penis in that flame.
Even
That
bitches
flame
are taking
will
up
be
the
an
ass.
eternal flame coming out of the butthole of
Flame
every
at your
child.
ass.
Flame coming out of the butthole, flame coming out of your butt. That man pulls that penis out of you, a flame is gonna come out. And nobody will ever stick a penis in your butthole again because it will be on fire. You ain't seen nothing till you see the flame coming out of T.D. Jake's butt. I like lightning bug. Got a flame coming out of his butt. All flames shooting out of their behinds. You're going to see the power of God. Flame of fire is going to come out their buttholes. We'll have a flame coming out of their butt. You women have a flame coming out of your vagina.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been the Killstream.
Vagina. And amen.
They drown a peacefully. Some said the Killstream. The other night, friends, when I went to tune in, I saw the Killstream had been struck down again. Secret flags and reports, but we all know who's to blame. Can't afford the retort. Jihadi Jarbo's his name. Now you won't take them round, or all them channels you strike. So just delete your account. I'm sure this bold.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You should have known you can't abort the retort. Pedophiles in New York can't abort the retort. Ah!
You can't peacefully sunset the Killstream. You never peacefully sunset the Killstream. You won't peacefully sunset the Killstream. You never peacefully sunset the Killstream. You won't peacefully sunset the Killstream.
One more for the DLive.tv/the Ralph Retort audience. I hinted to you earlier what it would be. Let's let that fucking rain fall.